Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the panel. It's Monday, and I got a super chat to start the show off. Rich Smoke Big. Oh no, not that one. This one. Box Score Watching Wayne said, "We done with the Bucks and J. Cole."
I'm so done with J. Cole. So done with J. Cole.
Yo, let's talk about it, man. What happened?
What happened?
What
happened to real rap beef? You know what I'm saying? Like, what happened to real rap beef? That's so corny. And I love J. Cole. Oh, that was some of the corniest.
He couldn't last 48 hours. He literally said he couldn't get sleep for 2 days for what he said about Kendrick. And all he said was 2 of your albums might be mid. And he was like, you know what? I can't take back that lie because I know Kendrick's discography clears mine. I know I've never made an album as good as Good Kid, Mad City. So let me apologize in front of all my biggest fans.
That's not a fact, first of all.
It is a fact. Cole told you it was a fact.
I don't care what J. Cole said. I heard the music.
Wait.
I heard the music.
Wait. I don't care what J. Cole said, and yet J. Cole said things on that album, and you like that album.
I don't care. Like that never matters to me. I don't care. Like for instance, two players. Like David Robinson can say Patrick Ewing was far better than me, and I'm gonna be like, David, you're a fucking liar.
Nah, it's not the same. It ain't the same, man.
People do that all the time. Like, oh, well, I couldn't do this. Allen Iverson said I couldn't go left. I'm like, man, I watched you play for 15 years. Bro.
Gifted.
You know what I'm saying? Come on,
Luka did come out and say Kyrie's Batman, and it's like
that's fine.
Which is not true, by the way.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? It's like,
but the difference is their profession is not a profession where they're literally rapping words about how great they are, right? Luka didn't spend 5 years doing features with artists that were beneath him, killing those artists and getting hyped up to this point where he can say, I'm the best rapper. And then when you get challenged on it, you respond to a warning shot with a warning shot. And then you walk back that warning shot. Mm-hmm. Luka didn't do that.
No, he did not.
J. Cole trying to be so morally correct, trying to act like, oh, I didn't mean that's my brother, this and that. Like, I understand that. Maybe you're trying to turn over a new leaf in life. I don't know. Maybe you're going Buddhist or something. You know what I mean? Trying to be a pacifist.
Buddhist is crazy.
Whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's cool. But like, we don't want to hear that. You should have just kept it to yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Or
I don't care what J. Cole said. I still think J. Cole's a better artist. But everybody got their own opinion. That's neither here nor there. I don't want to debate that. I just want to debate. Well, not even debate. I just want to talk about how corny rap beef is now. It's like, if y'all not gonna do it, then don't do it. I don't need to. You know what I'm saying?
First of all,
why is it corny to grow up? I'm trying to.
First of all, that's not it. That's not it. Ox, can you elaborate on what rap beef actually is? Like, what's the difference between a
that's
beef?
That's why
and competition.
That mother. That's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want to hear. I want to hear Ether. I want to hear. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want. If y'all gonna rap beef thing, let's do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, sell some records.
Like Jay-Z and Nas, that wasn't a beef. I'm ending your career. No, you're not. That's not a beef. Yeah. I'm a better rapper than you. No, you're not. Prove it. That's competition.
Your mama ain't safe up in the streets.
Right. That's beef for real. That's for real. Be like I gotta watch my back everywhere I go. I don't know. I ain't really safe out here. When I think about J. Cole talking about he's the best, two people can't be in the room saying that they're the best. We gotta get to the bottom of that. We have to. Yep. So if you don't believe that you're the best, don't say that. And the reason why is because what's going to happen is what's going on right now. Kendrick Lamar right now is the dude who's in the cafeteria throwing empty milk cartons at these dudes. I'm waiting for one of these dudes to stand up and go, I'll see you outside after school.
Ain't no see you outside. We getting down right here.
I'll see you outside after school.
I don't care if the principal in here. I don't care who in here. Man, don't throw.
I mean, Cole told Kendrick, "I'll see you outside," and it said, "Actually, I got something I gotta go to, so I really can't see you outside. You know, I can't really go out there and see you. You know, my bad. Like I
get that it was raining outside.
Exactly what happened.
It was raining outside.
It got to be raining outside or something.
Hey, listen. One other thing that I cannot stand to is the people trying to give him bail by saying, oh, look at J. Cole, look at how mature he is. So he wasn't mature enough to just not respond because he didn't believe in it? Or did he just rap things that he didn't believe in and put it out? And he couldn't last not 2 days. He had the marketing brilliance to drop a tape of unreleased songs to hype up his upcoming album, The Fall Off. Then you record this Kendrick diss, and you couldn't last not 48 hours in front of your biggest fans. You got people that took their hard-earned money to see you in person say, yo, that was corny. I can't. When Cole haters for years, or Cole truthists, have been saying that he is a corny rapper, that he, isn't as great as Kendrick, that he's not really in these talks. And then when you have the moment to answer and respond to that, you don't stand on business. That's crazy.
They're right. They're haters.
Mars.
Are they right, though? Oh, come on now.
I didn't care.
Mars is a Swiftie. Don't forget that. Mars ain't familiar with none of this stuff.
Mars got Central C.
Yeah, Mars is a Swiftie. That's what that is. Mm-hmm. Mars is
Swiper. You got anything on this topic while we're here, or you just ready to spark the ox beef back up?
First off, good morning, Black people. I'm glad that my people are finding better ways to solve their issues than having fake beefs online. Tracks that are millionaires, by the way.
That's how you sell records.
I'm not trying to hear that, bro.
Multi-millionaires having a fake beef over like who's a better communicator and artist and all that stuff. Nobody care about that. K-Dot is obviously the best lyricist that's in the game. Cole's right up there with him. The biggest rapper is Drake, but we don't think Drake is better than either one of those two. So Drake is a better rapper, or a bigger rapper than all of them. So, but he's not in any of these talks because we know that he's not in the same conversation as whatever. So anyway, but. For sure. That was fun. It was fun. Good job, Cole. Nobody can top Lamar. If he gives you a verse or he gives you a song, nobody can beat him. We already know this. No one can beat him. We've seen this multiple times with multiple generations. Gifted in my line, multiple generations, multiple eras. Nobody's beating Dot. We've seen this multiple times. Drake hasn't said a word.
Dot is the best rapper.
No, Dot has the. You know who Dot is? You know for real who Dot is? Dot is, he's better than him in his game. So I'm saying he's better than him. Dot is like Kyrie. Like if he gets you in any booth whatsoever, like he puts you on any one-on-one situation, he can make you look horrible. Or much worse than what you are. Just because Dot has that ability, just the way that he communicates, what he talks about, how he raps, what he thinks about, and his ability to give you 16 lines. It's better than almost anybody else in the game. So there are some, but they're just not as well known or whatever. Like, so I just think like this whole conversation, Cole for me has never been a menace, which is completely fine. There's no need to spin that anyway, shape or form. He's never been a menace, but that's just not what he is. He's a great rapper. He's one of the best, one of the three best for me in the world right now. But there's plenty of dudes that that like if you get them in the booth, they a menace. And
I'll take Benny over Kendrick.
Okay, we don't care about that. Benny. You
know what I'm saying? I'll take Benny over.
I'm not gonna lie. You dare yapping.
Nobody care about that.
No one believes
you. You don't have to care.
You just want to be old. You just want to be old because it's trendy. Nobody cares about Benny. Nobody cares about Benny. So this is what I'm saying.
Benny old?
This is what I'm saying, bro. Who? But anyway,
and you act like you
know how to be brought up Benny. Hey, nobody even brought up. Who brings Benny up in these talks? Who brings Benny up in these talks?
Who's
Benny? He's talking about Benny the Butcher. He's talking about Benny the Butcher.
You don't care.
Who brings Benny up in these talks? Honestly,
nobody.
Okay, you're the only person. You're the only person that mentioned. I would go so many places before I got to Benny. Easy.
Well, I
might take 54-year-old Jay-Z over Benny. I mean, we're not even having the same talks anyway. So I think the issue is that
Facts.
When we're talking about just in terms of who can get in the booth with you. I mean, we even seen like Eminem can kill most of these dudes if he get in the booth with you and he got to go bar for bar with you. That's just what he does. Like, there are just certain people you stay away from. Like, and that's Kendrick. But look, Cole, he's a good rapper. Cole is he's an ethical rapper. He's a bucket getter. He doesn't go to the free throw line.
Man, we're not trying to hear about ethical hoops when you was rapping about being the best. This was your chance to prove it. You've now stained your career from this point on. That's on him then.
It's not a stain. Nobody cares.
No, it 100%.
We got to get back to hoops though, y'all.
Nobody's
gonna
remember this.
It was a crazy weekend.
Okay.
It was a crazy weekend all around the board. As you guys know, South Carolina won a national championship.
Yep, tonight. That's 3.
Tonight, it's the men's basketball national championship. The Bucks are trash, but we're gonna get to that in a second. The weekend recap was crazy. It was a lot of good games, a lot of good performances. Somebody followed up 47 points from their teammate with 48 points last night. Also, too, the new playoff standings are updated, so we're going to get into that. We're going to talk about what the play-in looks like. It's a lot of big games. A lot of big games coming up this week. I've said it. I'm going to say it again. This is the most important week of basketball right now. So we're going to dive into everything. I got a couple super chats. We're going to start there. And then we just going to kick everything off. It's Zamze. It's Zamze. Said, talk about how Kyrie's been a top 5 guard this season.
Not even close. Respect.
Who's the five?
Not even close. Not even closest.
Who's the 5 who have played better?
He balling, bro. He balling.
All right, let me pull this out. Let me see. I gotta do this later for the All NBA show.
So Shea Gilgeous,
Shea and Luka. Yeah, Shea and Luka.
Luka,
Jalen Brunson.
Jalen Brunson. Okay.
Let me see.
Anthony
Jalen Brunson definitive?
No, I'm just listening to the names. I'm just listening.
I'm just throwing names out. Has Anthony Edwards played better than Kyrie this season?
Donovan Mitchell.
Lost me already.
Donovan
Mitchell because of the health. So you're saying you're taking him out of the health?
He hasn't been good for like 2 months. Yeah.
So you're taking him out because of health? I got you. And then obviously you're taking Halliburton out because of health. I imagine too. Yeah, for sure. And then you got Devin Booker.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with Devin Booker.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You got Devin Booker. We already said Anthony Edwards.
Yep.
You said Luka. Said Shea. How many is that so far?
That's 4.
We said what's
Devin Booker and Luka.
We said Brunson too, right? We said Brunson.
Brunson, yeah, we said Brunson.
Too. That's fine.
Gotta say De'Aaron. Gotta put De'Aaron in.
Over Kyrie Irving? I think. Yeah. I mean, it's not like Irv has played. It's not like Irv missed a bunch of time too. Don't leave that.
And Steph Curry
did miss some time.
De'Aaron Fox is in there too.
Irv missed a lot of time this season.
And then we're not counting Trey, obviously, because Trey's been injured. So we're taking Trey out because of injuries, correct?
Yeah.
So injuries included, it's closer. But sure, I mean, no, just putting ball for ball, like who's been on the court this year. I think that there have been 8 clear better, but depending on how you want to do with injuries, then that's fine.
I mean, but saying dude's clear Kyrie. That's where
Anthony Edwards is at the end of that list, and he clears Kyrie for me.
That's cool. I just disagree. I mean, I don't think these dudes clear Kyrie.
I mean, respect.
I'm fine with making a list of people that might have played better than Kyrie, but when we after that top 3, I don't think any of them.
You don't think there's a definitive line between Kyrie and Anthony Edwards this year?
What is the line?
I don't know. I can't say
Anthony Edwards. Wait, is Anthony Edwards better because he's a better defender? Is that what it is?
Well, he's been a very good scorer this year, but he's also been a very good defender. That's cool.
Kyrie has always been a better scorer, Miles. That's
Kyrie, yeah. So I'm asking, is the gap the defense? Because Kyrie's a better offensive player than Anthony Edwards.
You don't think?
No, he's a better scorer. I'll give you a scorer.
He's a better offensive player.
I don't know.
We're not going to argue that Ant's a better player.
Wait, is it crazy to say he's a better offensive player? Why is that?
Ant's not a better decision maker than Kyrie. He's not a better passer than Kyrie. He's not a better playmaker than Kyrie. He's not better off the ball than Kyrie.
Yeah, this is true. This is true.
He's not a better shooter than Kyrie.
No, he's not.
I'll give you that. I mean, yeah, if Ant's I'm not arguing Ant's a better defender than Kyrie. That's fine.
So you think
if that's enough to say he clears, then
I'm just saying, what does Anthony Edwards do better offensively over Kyrie?
Well, you don't think the rim pressure stuff is a gap for Ant?
I think the rim pressure thing's pretty big for Anthony Edwards this season. I would say that.
He's not a pull-up shooter.
He's
not a better pull-up shooter, obviously. He's not a better shooter.
No.
I mean, he's been a positive passer this year. I mean, they're both averaging the same assist a game, but we're also not.
I mean, you can be positive, but Kyrie is, but
Kyrie's a good passer, but it's not like Kyrie's a good passer, but I think just his overall value, it's just easily, for me, it's Ant. Like, I just, period.
Styles Black with the super chat said, "Chill. You watch the Lakers Wolves? ? Please stop trying to convince us Rudy needs the ball more. He is a joke on offense. Never seen anyone that clumsy and bad.
Never. So in the history of you watching basketball, he's the clumsiest player that you've ever seen. He's the worst player that you've ever seen. Is that what I'm understanding? I'm good.
He might be the clumsiest player someone's ever advocated to get more touches.
I'm straight. I haven't watched plenty of guys stumble over themselves. And there's a reason I've said this 200 or 300 times already. Why I think he should get the ball around the basket more. That's it. I'm not saying that you got to run the offense through him. I feel like this is a broken record that we're going over 400 and 500 times. When a dude dives to the basket, when he's got a mismatch on him, he's wide open. It's not that difficult for a big guy who's got this hand open, going to the basket, and he's open, hit him, and lay the ball in. It's not that difficult to do that. It's not. I'm not saying, when we get into half court, throw the ball into Rudy, and we need to run the offense through him. We need to run action off of him. No, I'm not saying that. What I am saying, though, is when we get him in pick and dive situations, particularly in the secondary break, you guys miss him more than once, more than twice, more than 3 times. And when you hit him, when he makes 4 or 5 layups, that opens up the offense even more. And they don't do that.
Y'all, did y'all watch this game last night? I caught bits and pieces of it, but I mean, it looks to me like
it was a completely different game when it went down. When Anthony, everything changed.
They were rolling, but when Anthony Davis got hit in the face, before he got hit in the face, they were rolling. The offense was rolling. They were cracking the long ball with the best of them. Not only were they cracking the long ball with the best of them, their defense was working. When Anthony Davis got hit in the face, that completely threw everything off, and they just couldn't get anything going after that.
The definition of an injury win, for sure. That changed everything. They were shooting well.
The Lakers
the
win
offense
that
was cooking.
game?
I think they could have won that game for sure.
Yeah.
I think they
definitely had a better shot at winning it. That's for damn sure.
Do we know how bad the injury is? Or no?
He just got hit in the face. It wasn't like he got
Don't worry,
poked in the eye.
Gifted. He'll play against the Warriors. You're not avoiding the Lakers smack.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Whoa. I don't know why Mars is trying to market as I would be trying to avoid. No, I'm just genuinely concerned about him.
I don't understand
what you're trying to avoid.
The Warriors play the Lakers on tomorrow, I think.
Oh, I forgot. Gifted.
We play him Tuesday, yeah. I want to make sure he's healthy.
I don't understand why these guys are sitting like they sitting this time of year. Like the gap between 6 and 10 is like 2 games. The gap between 5 and 8 is like a game and a half, or game from 6 to 8 is like a game and a half.
You talking about LeBron sitting?
I don't think the Lakers are worried about it, Chilton. I think they could beat anybody in the play-in and all that. I don't think they're really worried about getting 6 seed or 7 or 8 or none of that.
They for sure think they can beat the Warriors. They're going to see the Warriors. They think they can absolutely house them.
Which I think that they can, to be honest with you, because Anthony Davis has always been the difference in when they play them. But like Donovan Mitchell, like a healthy scratch yesterday. He didn't look like he was hurt, jumping around on the sideline over there. He did not look like he was hurt. Why he didn't play? That's beyond me. And
because
they need
garbage. And they don't need to play.
They need these games. Just so you know, Swiper, they went from a half a game out the 3 seed to the 5 seed yesterday. That's a big deal. You go from hosting a playoff series to now you got to go on the road. Not only do you have to go on the road,
he played though, Chill. He looked like he was lagging.
Even if he was, just him being out there is enough for Cleveland. And the fact that he's not out there, it was obvious that they needed.
They've been getting beat pretty convincingly as of late.
Well, they got beat by.
It's been a little rough as of late, yeah.
Yeah, they got beat pretty convincingly. But yesterday afternoon against the Clippers, they needed him down the stretch, just as a secondary ball handler, because it was obvious that Darius Garland was not going to be able to do it by himself. He wasn't, and I'm still. I think it's going to happen next season, but I have a difficult time with Evan Mobley, man, because I see it.
Say it, Ox.
I see it, man. I see the potential. I see how good I see how good he can be. Maybe it's just not happening fast enough for me. That's probably what my issue is.
3. Like, it's not like he's a vet. He's still on his rookie contract. Like,
that's what I'm talking about.
You don't need to expect KG by day 3. Like, you can calm down. We'll just give him time
and chill. You know, some people come in the NBA with a higher floor than others. Like he might have just came in looking better than a whole lot of other players.
He was the second pick in the draft, Ron. Stop talking like this dude. He was the second pick in the draft.
Third pick.
I'm sorry.
I get that, but the thing about it is he hasn't been terrible.
No, he hasn't. No, he's actually been really good. You know how I feel about him defensively.
Maybe he came in a lot more ready than everybody else, but he's closer to a ceiling than everybody else too. Maybe he's not going to get that much better. Maybe he's going to stay, a very good starter. Maybe might never be all-star, but just a very good starter on a very good team for his whole career.
No, I don't think that's the case because I see him shooting the long ball now. He wasn't doing that when he first showed up. I see him actually handling the ball in transition. He wasn't doing that when he first showed up. He wasn't even doing that last year. Like when he got the ball in transition, he would get off the ball really quickly. I watched him play Philly last season. I'm sorry, this season earlier. and he'd have the ball in transition, and he'd just get off it. He doesn't do that as much now. He looks more comfortable on the perimeter handling the ball. He looks more comfortable in pick and pop. He looks more comfortable in shooting the long ball than he did last year. So it's obvious that there's some improvement there. Now, the question is how high is it? I think that I'm looking for this guy to be, like you just said, maybe KG too early or something like that. I mean, KG was an all-star in year 3. And I'm looking for him. I'm looking for him to be I'm looking for him to be much better than what he is instead of me just being patient. 20 years old, 21 years old. So I got to be more patient with him than I am.
I mean, it's fair to want to see more from him offensively. So I do get why you feel that way. It makes sense.
All right, you guys. I was going to shift to the title of the show, but I got to respect Leaf Diggy and him sending through a super chat. I guess the Bucks can wait. Y'all cool with that? Cool. Right.
Hey, Ron, your time is coming. Don't worry about it. Your time is coming.
Leaf Diggy said, that's heat. Leaf Diggy said, I'm going to say this for the last time. Zach Edey needs to be taken very seriously. All y'all going to see tonight exactly how serious he is on a basketball court. Let a team value him for real. I swear he will be extremely productive.
Talk to him, Leaf Diggy. Talk to him.
He's a great college player. One of the best we've seen in recent times as a college player, for sure.
I think he's the best player in the country. I won't argue that. I do think he's the best player.
He probably has been the last 2 years, right?
Yeah, I think he's the best player in the country. I think UConn trucks them tonight, though.
Before we talk about that game, I'm gonna go around the room. I want to ask everybody. Just let me know. Do you think he'll translate, or do you think he won't translate? Gifted, I'm gonna start with you. Do you think Zach Edey would translate to the NBA?
I think it'll be solid. I don't know if he's going to be as crazy as he's been in college. Obviously, the mobility is a question, but in terms of his rebounding and size, I mean, that can have a role in the NBA. You know, sure. I don't think he's going to come in like a massive bust or anything, but I don't think he's going to be like a crazy star player either.
You can't be a bust for a second round pick. That's not possible.
Oh damn! Yo.
I mean, Mars would be right.
Who's ever drafted a second round pick and be like, oh, he's a bust? Like that's never happened. So, like he can't be a bust.
You're right about that.
Yeah.
Swiper. Will Zach Edey translate to the NBA?
He'll be better than Luke Cornett. So yes, he will be a rotation player in the NBA at some point in time. So I think, I mean, he's at least going to be a rotation big.
Yeah,
so that's very positive. That's a top 0.5% player in the world, if less than that. So I think he'll play well.
All right. Chill.
Yeah. And I think the stuff that he needs to learn, I think he can learn it. I mean, he can shoot the ball. I have seen that. He's actually really good in the post, and he can pass in the post too. And he can play in the mid post and in the mid range. So that translates to the pro game. So as far as him defensively, I mean, Rudy Gobert is considered the best defensive player in the game. He gets roasted. So if he's getting roasted, what's going to happen to a Zach Edey? Am I expecting Zach Edey to be this complete player right off the top? No, he's going to learn the game. He's going to get better. And I think his game will translate. Yes.
Mars?
It depends what you're asking him to be. If you want him to be college Zach Edey, then no, he's not going to translate.
Right.
There's a reason why, even though Zach Edey, for most people, is the best player in the country, Donovan Clingan is going to go above him in the draft. There's a reason why one's game just looks better in NBA circumstances. But if you want him to just be a big who is situational, comes in when you need size or you need rebounding, if a team goes particularly small and you can abuse that matchup, maybe you give Zach Edey some minutes there. But is he going to be a starter in the league? I highly doubt it. But I mean,
is he better than Boban?
Far better.
I think
Boban doesn't play, so I mean,
sure. But yeah, sure.
I'm talking about Boban I ain't talking about today. I'm talking about Boban when Boban was playing. Was he better than Boban?
I think Boban's more skilled, but I don't know. I think Boban's more skilled, but Zach Edey might be. He's more mobile than Boban for sure. More mobile for sure.
Yeah, so.
But I think Boban was a more skilled player. But Zach Edey he'll get drafted. I don't know where. This is a draft where maybe he does go in the lottery. I think that's a mistake, but maybe he does. But if he goes late first, early second round, he'll get a contract, and a lot of second round picks don't even get signed. So he's already doing better than most of them at that point. So I think he'll have somewhat of a career. I don't know how long, but I think he'll have somewhat of a
Mars, I think you underestimating what he can do for a crew like a good team. So I'm not thinking in terms of a top 8 team. So if he ends up in Toronto, I think he'd be really good if he ended up on a team that was good and can develop him, as opposed to somewhere where he's got to play right away, like Toronto, like Charlotte, where he's got to play right away. All his deficiencies could get exposed early. Now, he can get up and down the floor. He can knock down the mid-range. He can get on the backboard. In addition to him getting on the backboard, I think he can be one of the better rim protectors in the game. Now, in terms of his mobility, you just mentioned he's mobile. Okay, he's mobile. We could work on that. We can work on that as he gets older and as he matures. So maybe he can be better as a perimeter defender and take up more space. Maybe he could be smarter. I don't think that he's a 25 and 10 guy, but I do feel like he can definitely help a crew. I do.
Big Ox, do you think he translates?
Yeah, he just got to go to the right place.
Yeah.
I hope he just goes to a coach that, you know what I'm saying, that really knows basketball. Not some coach that's looking at it like, you know, like, oh, he can't do this, he can't do that, and just look at all the things he can do. That just uses him for that. I think he might be one of the best backup bigs in the NBA. And it's, you know, it's one of the situations where it's you look at him and how he moves, you look at his tools, and you're like, okay, well, we're going to use him a lot against these teams. And some teams he might play 7 games a night. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think it'll be very important for a team that's trying to get better, a team that's trying to become a contender. So, like I said, if he just goes to the right situation, I think he can be even better than most people think. Yeah, so I think Zach Edey should be a mid-first round pick, if not late lottery. So,
and get him G League minutes too. Definitely get him minutes and definitely get him reps in the G League, because I don't want him.
It can't hurt.
I don't want him just on somebody's bench, just sitting on the bench. I don't want that. No.
But people in the chat that keep they're saying like, oh no, he sucks, he's this, he's that. It's just like clearly trolling.
Right.
He's a very good basketball.
If you say Zach Edey sucks or he's this or that, then you just either you really don't know what you're talking about, you really don't know what you're looking at, or you're just trolling. Those are the only options.
All right. Speaking of Zach Edey, since we're already on the college subject and whatnot, first off, you guys like the video. If you haven't liked the video, hit the subscribe button if you're not a subscriber, and shout out to all of our new members. But it's a national championship game tonight. But before we talk about tonight's matchup between Purdue and UConn on the men's side, I know y'all seen South Carolina. I would love to give these ladies their flowers, not just South Carolina, but everybody that put on an all-time performance on the ladies' side leading up to this point. But I want to hear you guys' thoughts and comments on the game.
There's not a better coach right now. Maybe close to in college basketball. I think from building a culture, implementing an identity, putting a scheme together, collecting talent, and getting that talent on the same page. There's not a better coach, I think, in the last 4 seasons than Dawn Staley. And I think Dawn deserves her credit for being a world-class Hall of Fame player herself, and then for her to develop into this level of coach. And I think she inspires her girls better than almost anybody in the I mean, just her players, man. Like, just the way they're able to approach the game. You know, when they were the coverages they were displaying yesterday on Caitlin, even though Caitlin was really good in the first half, struggled the rest of the game. I just think that she's just done an excellent job, man. I think that what they were able to do, what they were able to accomplish, I think getting 3 championships. Is this 4 seasons or 5? 3 championships in 5 seasons. I can't remember the exact number, but
3 and 6. 3 and 6.
6. Like, that's incredible. Like, it's her and it's
7. I'm sorry, 7. They won it in 17. They won it in
17. Yes, right, 17. Right.
So 7,
I think for them to be able to do this, man, for me, it's just like, it's crazy. And they obviously didn't have the best player on the floor yesterday. They had the best team, but I just think overall, man, I think she's done a better job than anything else. She deserves all of it.
Tessa Johnson was the difference in the game yesterday. There's things that you can plan for. You can't plan for a rotation player to come off the bench and get 19. You weren't prepared for that. No matter what else you did yesterday, you was prepared for Cardoso going off the way she did. She did go 15 and 15. You expected her to do work like she did. You expected to sag off of Raven Johnson because she didn't improve much from last year. I mean, she still can't knock down open shots like she could. So like she should. The difference last night in that game was you had a rotation player come off the bench and crack 4 threes and give you 19 points. You weren't prepared for that. That was the difference in the ball game right there.
I feel like that was definitely a difference in the game, but I really just feel like the identity of, these teams in terms of the way they kept on getting second chance opportunities, the way that they were, getting to the glass and just getting kick out threes and good shots up. I mean, that effort is really what burned out Iowa. Even though Caitlin Clark had a great start, that's the reason why they were able to be in control, because they put a lot of pressure on Iowa to have to score in the half court, and they were playing phenomenal half court defense. And when you have other possessions on the end where it's like, okay, we get a stop and build off it, you can't get a stop if you can't rebound. And what Cardoso did, especially in that second half, just really willing that team with the, boards and even some passes and whatnot, it was very, very good. I think the better team won. Undefeated season completely in terms of the regular season and the title. That's a crazy, crazy run, man. So big ups to those people for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to just piggyback a little bit on what Swiper was saying, though. When you're surrounded in NCAA women's college basketball, there's so many good coaches. You know what I'm saying? From like, you got guys like Wes Moore, Vic Schaefer, Tara V, you know what I'm saying, Gino Oriema, you know what I'm saying, great coaches, and Dawn Staley is separating herself, putting herself in a league of her own. Well, I mean, not really separating herself from Gino, except but you know what I'm saying, though, like today, Dawn Staley is showing like she has the ability to recruit players that might be looked over and make them play basketball. You know what I'm saying, and really drive them to greatness. Shout out to Camila Cardoso. All right. Shout out to the whole squad.
We got to talk about what we have to do is we got to acknowledge what they did. Like, people just talk about them winning the national championship. I think they lost one game in the last 2 years.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I think they only lost one game in the last 2 years. They went undefeated. Right. Yeah, they went undefeated last year. I mean, they went undefeated this year. And then last year, the only game that they lost was to Iowa. That was it in the Final Four. And they steamrolled everybody else. That's why when you go, I don't care what level that you coach at, I don't care what level that you play at, when you go undefeated, like me and Ox had this conversation when I talked about the head coach at Jackson State. I mean, she went undefeated 2 of the last 3 years she's been in the league. I don't care what league you coaching in. That's a big deal when you're doing it, right? Yeah. That's a big deal when you're doing that. And she doing it at the highest level. The SEC is not a cupcake league. That's a big time league. And she's smoking everybody in that league. Everybody, the defending national champions, and now to get to the tournament the way that they did and steamroll everybody. Yes, I knew that they were going to be too much for Iowa. I just did.
Yeah, that was the only thing that. While I was like, I don't care about that call against UConn. That was clearly a moving screen. They didn't. I guess they didn't have to call it, but that was clearly a moving screen. I only wanted UConn to win because I thought it would have been a better game. Even though Iowa, they put up a fight while they could. But I felt like UConn. Yeah, I felt like
South
UConn
Carolina smoked them too. South Carolina.
Well, they beat them. I'm not saying they don't beat them. I'm just saying it would have been a better game.
But the game really didn't get away till like the last 4 minutes. It was just like a series of events. What was number 3's name for Iowa, y'all?
Marshall.
Marshall's 23, isn't she?
Kate Martin.
Martin's 3, I think. Or not 3, she's 20 or whatever.
So she's 23. Guard or big?
She was number 2. Remember, she got that transition. She got the ball on a turnover and then lost the ball in transition. It might have been Sydney Tay. Thank you. Martin played well. Martin's been hooping the whole tournament, but like when she lost that ball in transition, and then they immediately went down and scored. And then she had another one where she got it blocked by Cardoso, I believe. Just didn't judge the. And again, these are kids, so like I really don't have like no smoke for none of their kids. Like they're gonna play like how they know to play. But bruh, like just little things. But that's the difference when you're playing in that kind of game in a single game elimination. You got one player. If you make 3 mistakes down the stretch of a game in the fourth quarter, look, like it's just tough to come back from when you have a talent disadvantage. And that's literally what happened the last 4 minutes of the game.
Yeah, Caitlin didn't have the best game either, but at the same time, you gotta understand, like we all know
She's
how
seen
great
every
Caitlin
coverage.
is.
She's seen every coverage possible, bro. Every single one.
It's
For
like
a college player, but think about. I think people like were slamming. I'm trying to think of a college player that's seeing that level of coverage per game, where they're making multiple games. They're making different. They're throwing different things at you. They're doubling. They're icing. They're dropping. They're hedging. Like over the course of the entire game, man. I mean, and
What we
Raven
haven't
Johnson,
had-
defense, that's still she got before half chill.
Yes.
When Raven ripped her, look,
Woo,
That
that
was
was
huge.
cold-blooded.
Right.
That was cold-blooded right there. Yeah, that was huge for sure.
That was huge.
Shout out to
Ripped
Raven.
her
Big
right in the
shout out to
open
Raven.
floor too. It wasn't like she ripped her on a drive or something. It was right in the open floor.
Right on the floor. Yep.
That changed the momentum.
Because you know how it goes. Usually they talk so much about Malaysia Fulwiley and Camilla. I think Ashley Watkins and Raven Johnson get overlooked a lot. Which is going to happen. That's going to happen when you got a star-studded squad. You know what I'm saying, or just a team like that. So shout out to Raven Johnson. Shout out to Ashley Watkins.
That game could have actually been a lot wider than what it was. I don't think they went to Cordoza nearly as much. Like a lot of her stuff, she got off the glass.
Yep.
A lot of the stuff that she got off the glass, they should have been. There was a stretch during the game. I think they were up 8 or 9, and I'm thinking to myself, this game should be 15 to 18 because they should be going to the big girl way more than they are going to her.
What's the girl's name for Iowa number 45 chill that was guarding her? She did the best job guarding her. Skokie.
Yeah, Skokie.
When she wasn't in the game, every single time Cardoso was in the game and she wasn't, I'm giving her the ball.
And it was clearly a size advantage. So I'm thinking to myself, why isn't she touching the ball more? And I understood it because you had your rotation player coming in, she was cracking the long ball, so it really wasn't that difficult. So,
but remember, she got the ball. She got the ball on a rotation. If we're talking about the same play, and remember, she got the ball, immediately hit a eye in your face 3-pointer, and I put them back up like 7 or something like that. So they were just running. They ran hot when it needed to run hot, and Iowa just could not keep up with the momentum. But again, man, just for Iowa to be there like in back-to-back seasons, man, it's just that's
the key with Caitlin Clark. Connecticut did this, and Raven Johnson did this yesterday at Iowa, and I'm an advocate of it. When a scorer gets in a rhythm, it's pretty hard to get them out of it. And how do they get in the rhythm? They get in the rhythm by having the ball in their hands. Well, when Caitlin Clark got off the ball, Raven said she's not getting it back. She's keeping her away from the ball. Connecticut did that too. They did a damn good job of keeping her away from the ball. When you keep her away from the ball, you throw her off rhythm. Now that means those other girls got to get involved, and they couldn't really do it like that.
No.
Yo, young defenders, you just heard that. That was like that's because I was, for the most part, I was asked to always guard the best player on the other team. My biggest thing was, if this dude don't touch the rock, he can't score on me.
Yeah,
I'm full court denial 94%. Like I'm not the biggest thing I'm trying to do. I'll exert all my energy trying not to let you touch the ball because I know once you touch the ball, I'm at your mercy. It's like you gonna get to your spot. You gonna do what you do.
See, but Ron, that's because you got the humility to understand who this player is that you're guarding. I feel like Kim Mulkey had so much pride. It was trying to make a point like, oh, Caitlin can't beat us by herself. Like, yo, respect to that young woman and stop letting her catch the ball and be comfortable. You got to have some type of humility about know who's on the other side. I know who's in that other jersey. Yeah. I'm not gonna let you catch the ball because if you catch the ball, ain't no telling what's gonna happen. So
that's why Dawn literally said after the game, big shout out to Caitlin because she understood the threat that she was and treated it as such. Yep.
Hey, also real quick, shout out to the highlighters too because they're getting another ring. Shout out to the highlighters because if anybody in the chat or anybody if you don't know who the highlighters are, that's the guys that they practice against. South Carolina, they practice against these young men, and these young men they sacrifice a lot of their time. They help these girls get prepared for good matchups like this. They there with them young women, and a lot of people laughed at them and whatnot, but it's not no laughing matter. Shout out to the highlighters. Y'all got another ring coming, man.
That's the game plan tonight. Yeah. You just mentioned it, Ox, about Caitlin Clark and the fact that Mulkey said that Caitlin Clark gonna have to beat us. That's the game plan tonight with Purdue. Zach Edey got to go for 40. And we're going to dominate those guards on the wing.
Hey, that matchup's about to be crazy, chill.
I feel like the rest of the crew, I feel like Klingon, I feel like he can handle Zach. I don't think that I don't think that Zach is one of those guys where Zach is going to go for like 45. I think that he can handle him, not stop him, but I do think that he can handle himself against him, getting up and down the floor, making him work, making him work. Now, as far as those other guards, as far as the other guards that Connecticut has, I think they can take advantage of Purdue's guards. If we let Zach Edey go off and we shut the door on the rest of them, they freight train Purdue tonight. Freight
shit.
train.
I honestly, because last night I didn't really get to watch too much of the game. I was like checking on my phone. We was in the gym for 10 hours yesterday, getting it in. We got some kids down here working. But today I'm gonna miss a lot of this game too. So man, y'all try to keep me updated in the Telegram chat. Let me know what's going on, because I didn't get to watch every minute of that game last night like I wanted to. I'm not gonna be able to watch tonight either. But man, I think Zach Edey can go for 35, 36, but we'll see, y'all, man. It's gonna be a hell of a game. But I'm with you though, Chilltown. I got UConn. I think UConn to take care of them.
Hey, bro.
Right quick, that's a dub plug, guys. If you're not in the Telegram group chat, go ahead and join the Telegram group chat. We talking all types of ball, women's ball, college ball, WNBA, high school, obviously the NBA. Y'all go ahead and join it. Then we talking football too. You know, it's a lot of debates, good conversations. Be some personal talking there too, you know, all type of good stuff. But make sure you join it. It's pinned at the top of the chat. Also, salute to everybody that's liked the video. If you haven't liked the video yet, go ahead and like the video and scan that QR code right down there under Mars. That would take you to www.playerschoicemerch.com. Yo, Swiper, you was about to say something?
Yeah, it's off topic though, so I'll keep it to myself. But if you saw the Lakers game, there's somebody at that pulled up at the game. I think changed the tenor of the game, by the way. But whatever, we'll have that conversation later.
Whoa. Don't
go ahead, bro.
Hey, bro,
we don't need no more subliminals. We don't need no more.
Look, I'm just saying. I did not see Meg pull up until I saw her pull up a little bit earlier this morning. I said, oh, yeah, bro.
Megan Thee Stallion?
Yes, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not even gonna hold, bro. Yeah, that was impeccable aura. Impeccable aura. That's all I'll say.
Boy, after you seen that,
go ahead, man. What was she doing there?
What was she doing? I don't know, bro. She need to pull the player's choice, bro. You're gonna see generational Wilt stats that day, bro.
Man, what the hell was Megan Thee Stallion doing at the game yesterday?
DSG Piccolo sent through a super chat and said, shout out to South Carolina. After we give the women's basketball its due respect, it's time to stop ducking, Ron.
Ron, what are you ducking, Ron? So I'm clear.
I'm just trying to shout out all the girls in college basketball, Paige, Juju, just down the whole line.
Madison Booker.
Go ahead, Ox.
Madison Booker, make sure you show some love. Isaiah Edwards, make sure you show some love to her too. Aaliyah Moore, need some love. Cameron Brink, obviously the best player in college basketball.
Ryan is so funny, man.
It's crazy. He keeps
Ryan is so funny.
Man, Cameron Brink is not the best player in college basketball. No, she's not.
She's the best.
She's not.
Well,
you're right. She's not anymore.
Player.
You're right, because she's done with college basketball, so she's not the best college player.
She's gonna be nice at the next level.
She was.
Yes, she is. Yes, she is. She's gonna be awesome at the next level. 100% she is.
This shit, Savannah Wheeler. Make sure we shout out Savannah Wheeler and Jordan Gregory.
Yep.
Shout out
all
Kiki
of them
too.
Mm-hmm.
Big shout out to Kiki.
Do you let her?
Ron. Yep. Mm-hmm.
All right.
You ready,
I guess
Ron?
with no further ado.
You ready, Ron?
Oh, okay. Okay, Ron.
Y'all see the title of the show. The Bucks absolutely suck. I didn't want to do this, but they forced my hand. Taking 4 straight losses. The teams that the Knicks are a good team, but the 3 teams that you lost to before that was terrible. The Bucks are currently on a 4-game losing streak. They're 3-7 in their last 10 games, and they're at jeopardy of losing the number 2 seed. And so I'm just gonna open up the floor, and you guys kind of tell me what the hell is going on with the Bucks.
Nah, Ron, what's going on in your mind, man? How you feel about the Bucks, Ron? How about you?
I'm in shambles right now.
Really?
I really.
What do you think is wrong? What do you think is wrong with your crew, Ron? Okay, so let me.
I sincerely do not know.
So let me help you out here. We'll start on the defensive end of the floor. How about that? Okay, we'll start on the defensive end of the floor, where teams actively, teams actively hunt Damian Lillard. But before they actively hunt Damian Lillard, let's talk about how clueless he is on defense. I'm watching. It's the middle of the third quarter last night. Jalen Brunson's got the ball coming down the floor. Jay Crowder's on one side. He's dealing with Josh Hart. DiVincenzo, Malik Beasley's dealing with him. Why Damian Lillard is on OG Anunoby with the ball coming right down the middle of the floor with Jalen Brunson, who is the primary ball handler, is beyond me. And now he's just watching him come down the floor. Because meanwhile, Bobby Portis is standing right behind him, and he's actually going to come over. We have no communication whatsoever between any of these guys. Jalen Brunson is coming down the floor, and he walks right into a long ball shot. Right into a long ball shot. They have no communication on defense. They don't know what they're doing. Their switches are erratic. Not only are their switches erratic, Giannis is the only guy who actually gets on the backboard in addition to Bobby Portis. He's the only one who gets on the backboard violently. The rest of them dudes don't. They got to upgrade at the big spot because Brook Lopez, we've seen the best of him. That's it. You're not getting any more from him. So we got to so we got to upgrade. We got to upgrade at the big spot. So I said this to you, Ron, 2 months ago. You roasted me, and I'm going to say it to you again. The Milwaukee Bucks are fool's gold. They were fool's gold 2 months ago. They're fool's gold today.
But wait a minute. But chill. I'm confused though, because like you bringing up all that stuff, and that's fine. But Dame Giannis pick and roll, like it's Dame and Giannis. Like you have Dame and you have Giannis.
Yes, you do.
Pick and roll.
Yes.
Like I don't know why we so focused on all Dame Giannis pick and roll will save them, right? Like it's unbeatable. Like how are you going to beat it? Because you have to close out to Jay Crowder. You got to guard him, right? Like I, you know. I don't know, Ron.
I legitimately don't know. I really don't.
Ron, that's not an answer. I legitimately don't know.
It's the truth.
I really don't know.
We told you. Ron, you watched this team, right? You watched this Milwaukee Bucks team. You thought that this Milwaukee Bucks team was an NBA contender and can win the NBA championship. Did you not say that to us? You did say that to us. So with that being said, what about this team made you think that they could win the NBA championship? Go.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna start with the obvious. You have the best player in the world, second best player, third best player. If you will,
it's crazy how we can keep doing this year by year, but he's still best player in the world.
Best player in the world. That was very aggressive.
Second best player. If the second best player is too much, third best player.
Aggressive.
So top three player. Okay, Ron.
Okay, Ron. All right.
Top three player in the world.
Okay,
that impacts the game in a multitude of ways. Like it's game changing how he impacts the game. So you start with that. Next, you go with the guy that is supposed to be one of the most clutch players in the NBA. The guy that has
he's supposed to be Steph Curry if he has better help. Like if he has like a guy that's better than him, he's supposed to be able to bridge that gap.
A guy that
hold on, get it. Ron, stay focused, Ron. So you got a top three player in the world because we're talking about why these dudes can win the NBA championship. Keep going,
right?
Ron.
A guy that has as a secondary scorer,
right?
He should be one of the best in the NBA. A guy that has more 60-point games than Bron, KD, I think Steph combined.
Yeah,
combined. So a guy that legitimately should be able to, as a on any given night, can be the best scorer, but legitimately as a number two option, his job. Well, he's qualified for his position, and then after that, you got a good group of vets, and I've said it before: Brook Lopez, Bobby Portis, Chris Middleton, who I mean he's in and out the lineup. He's been up and down this year, but who I really still value a lot.
Yeah,
Chris Middleton, Pat Bev just got over there. Got some other guys, Pat Connaughton, a couple other guys that are vets that are battle tested, been to championships. They're wily vets. I expect between that group of guys, them to be able to figure it out.
Right.
But maybe Mars is right. Maybe that group of veteran guys, they're washed. Maybe they're past their prime. Maybe they can't move. Maybe they can't rotate on defense. Dang. Maybe that is Bay Area Kimba. Maybe he isn't who we thought he was. Importantly, because like I said, it's a lot easier. It's a lot easier to have the responsibility of just being able to shoot every single shot without no consequences or no
He was more
repercussions.
efficient and better.
Oh, say it ain't so. Say it ain't so, man.
Yeah, he was great
As
last year.
opposed,
He had a career year last year.
Yeah, best year of his year last year, man.
but that's what I'm saying though. When you could do anything you want to, it's okay. When
Ron,
I can miss 7 straight shots, but no, I can come and still shoot the next 7 shots. It's all good. But when
you remember what I told you about? Do y'all?
Is your audio going out? That's just me.
You cut out a little bit.
Yeah, you.
So, Ron, can I play devil's advocate here? And
No, just play truth. Just play
you're
truth.
playing devil's advocate to my devil's
A
advocate.
devil's advocate, chill. Okay,
Yeah, just play truth teller.
I'm all ears.
So Ron, is it fair that Dame came into a situation where they traded a bunch of defense. You already know who he is, right? He came into a situation where you traded a bunch of defense all for offense. So is that the game plan moving forward, that we're going to win with offense and enough defense from Giannis? Was that the game plan?
Yeah, I don't think it's just Giannis though. Like we can't. Chris Middleton should still be able to play some good defense. I'm not saying he should be what he was in 2019, but Chris Middleton we still need good defense from him. Brook Lopez, even last year, he was in the defensive player of the year conversation.
Yes,
so I was expecting him to still provide good defense. And then the other guys, I'm expecting them to just piece it together and still play solid level defense too. Wasn't expecting Malik Beasley to be this bad. Wasn't expecting this to just be this poor at all. To answer your question, yes, I thought they were going to be able to provide enough defense to cover Dame's defense.
But like, what makes you think that they would have had enough defense when you look at the roster and the only like clear extreme positives on paper, at least, is Giannis and Brook Lopez? They had no POA. I was saying, okay, maybe MarJon Beauchamp, if he gets more minutes,
I was
maybe he can
expecting
be that.
MarJon to get more minutes too.
Didn't get any
Pat
burn.
Beverly too. Pat Beverly. I thought that move at the trade deadline was critical for them to get somebody that can cause some ruckus and chaos on the defensive end, but also,
which it did, by the way, and it did. It did a little bit. Yes, it did. I mean, I think Pat Beverly helped. Sure, I think you got him 2 years too late, no doubt about that. But it did help. Keep going.
Yeah, relying on him is you know.
No,
I don't want to necessarily say relying on him, but he comes in and like he's on the defensive end. He's a needle mover. I'm not like he's not the end all be all on defense, but it's like, yo, Pat, go check him when you come in the game. Come and rile some things up. Slow him down. Do your best.
I think needle mover is a big word for Pat. Yeah.
I think he's more
what you said is
more than
Ron. They've been when the season started, even before it started, when they made that move. I told you they just traded a top 4 wing defender for a top 4 all-time chucker.
Right.
Y'all cussed me out about it. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know ball. I said, well, if y'all gonna get rid of Drew, at least keep Grayson Allen, who could play some defense. Grayson Allen.
Grayson was huge.
Who the fuck is
Grayson
Grayson Allen? And you know what I'm saying? Because he's not a superstar, we can't talk about him. You know how we do him on PC. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's obvious right there. You lose all the perimeter defense you have, and you expect to still be the team that people think you are. It's just not realistic, bro. It's not realistic at all. And then I mean, I'm talking about y'all made that, whoever do the clips now, because I guess Dub don't do that no more. Whoever do the clips made the clip, and I'm talking about hundreds of comments. Who is this? Get him out of here. Mute his mic. Why do y'all even let him come on the show? Because Dame is a top 5 chucker, and Drew is a top 5 defender. That was just a bad move. Giannis, when Giannis sold Drew, Giannis sold the season.
He did. I'm not gonna hold you now. The thing that's funny with me with the whole Giannis thing, he don't get no blame for blowing up the team the first time and getting Drew. He don't get no blame for kicking Drew in the mouth because he wouldn't sign his contract. He made this bed. He made all these decisions. Signed off on Adrian, and then here we are with Doc Rivers. They're a 500 team. That just is what it is. And so I think a lot of this is like they are categorically a worse team than they were with Adrian Griffin. They're a better defensive team by a slight margin, but their offense fell off a cliff. So it's just a mess.
Like, are you have a problem with what they did to get Drew Holiday? Because that was an upgrade. Not only was it an upgrade, it worked.
No, that's cool. I think they should have kept it. But I'm saying, like, Drew had signed this deal. Look, dude, I'm not gonna hold you, bro. Like, All right.
First of all, Drew
I'm not gonna
Holiday.
lie, Swipe, but you're killing me, man.
First of all, Swipe. First of all, number one,
Yeah.
Swipe. But Drew Holiday is a better version of what Bledsoe was. That's
No,
number one.
no, I'm not disagreeing with that.
Number two. The problem was Middleton ended up getting hurt because I feel like this team would still be in championship contention had he not broken down the way he did. They still would have been at the top, not of the Eastern Conference, but also at the top of the NBA. So Giannis had nothing to do with that. That improved their unit. That made them much better. That turned them into not just a championship contender, but also a championship team. So what did that have to do with Giannis?
I ain't got nothing to say about that. That was cool. They should have did that. Multiple teams were going after Drew Holiday that year. But then going this year and blowing it up again and getting Dame Lillard, that was Giannis. That was Giannis.
How was that Giannis?
Because he refused to sign his deal, Chill. He wasn't going to, unless they upgraded the team, he wasn't signing his deal. That was him.
Okay.
That was him. The Adrian Griffin thing was him. That's all him.
Adrian Griffin, come on, man. Giannis
There is no
this.
Dame or Adrian or Doc if Giannis doesn't sign off on it. If Giannis signs his deal, Drew doesn't get moved like that. They literally in the last minute found Dame and got him to Milwaukee because Giannis refused, like he did 2 years ago, to sign his deal. Say, I'm not re-upping unless we're progressing and making a move forward. So they got Dame for him. So and then they got Adrian Griffin on his name for him. So that's all I'm saying. Like, how do you skate that? And they're 47 and 30.
Right.
47 and 30. Go ahead.
Like, chill. I'm sorry.
Let Chill finish.
Really quick, Swipe. So let's rewind a little bit. Giannis wins the league MVP in back-to-back seasons, wins the defensive player of the year. They win the NBA championship.
So.
He's in year 10. What else? What is my legacy going to be about moving forward? My legacy is going to be about winning. That's what it's going to be about. Not losing in the first round, not losing in the semifinals. My legacy is going to be about winning. And I need to know that you guys are serious about winning. Now, did they make the right move in moving for Damian Lillard? No, I don't think so.
Who told him to do it?
That's not the point, Swipe. That's not the point, Swipe. But the point is that as a franchise player, I got to make sure that my team that I'm on, that they're serious about moving forward, winning. That's what I need to make sure that they are, because I'm not going to waste.
Before you sign on that dotted line,
Before I sign on that dotted line, I'm not wasting any of my prime years with you guys possibly trying to do something. No, I need to know for a fact that we're moving forward. Did they make the right move? I still think they got a 3-year window. I still think with this season, I still think that this year, next year, this year, and 2 more years, they still got to do some other stuff.
Me and Dame are the exact same age, about 8.
I mean, but Swipe, the idea.
But he's 33 years.
The idea of trading for Damian Lillard was not just to win this year. The idea was to have the core built around Dame and Giannis for the next 2 to 3 years. That is realistically their window.
They weren't trying to win this year. Gifted.
Bro, I said this coming in.
They were number
okay. No. Because Swiper is going to talk narrative, and that's fine. But I literally said before the season started, this season is a wash for the Bucks, because I looked at the trade. Yes, I looked at the
trade.
They
didn't know that. They didn't think that.
Okay, Ox. That is fine. I looked at the trade and I said, so you're telling me Dame, Giannis, their next best overall defensive player is Brook Lopez. Okay, sure, they can have a shot, but in terms of having wing defenders or any competent POA, when this team's blueprint to win in the past has been defense, is going to look very shaky the first year. So the full brunt of their expectations to win isn't going to be as dramatic in year 1 as it will be in year 2 or 3. I said this coming in. When they start playing, when they were 30 and 13, I kept saying, bro, I don't care that the Bucks are the 2 seed or all this or all that. They stink as a team. They've been down in many teams early in the season to Portland and all these other teams. They weren't a real contender to me then. And what Swiper was saying was like, oh, nah, bro, what you mean? Like, they're up. They have all these wins and they have Giannis. And if Giannis is the best player, then they should be able to do X, Y, or Z. I knew this already. So now we're swinging back and doubling back.
Because I never brought up that point. What I said, I didn't care. I didn't bring nothing about 30 and 13 and their record and their win. I didn't think they were good either at that point in time. Organizationally, if you make the Dame Lillard move, you do not do that without the expectation, just like when they got Drew Holiday, they're going to make a championship run. That's not the way that works. You don't get to waste an owner's money, $100+ million added to the tax roll, to the payroll because of all this for just 3 years down the line. They expected to be able to make a push this year. They have underperformed. They have been worse than expected. Get it? Me and you talked about this before the summer and in the spaces and everything. I thought they would be the 2 seed. I thought they could at least push Boston, but the East don't have nobody that's going to push Boston for real outside of them in the Heat.
I don't even know why you ever thought
there's nobody else. It's them in the Heat. There's nobody else. I'm saying the relative to the rest of the conference, there is no one else. There is no one else.
Sure.
But then after the Knicks got
the
OG deal, then they got added to the conversation. But we didn't see any of that coming. So what I'm saying is going into the season, we expected them to get 55, 56 wins again because that's what they do.
Yeah.
Because Giannis has a two-way floor with Brook Lopez. But again, we did talk about it. I said their defense was going to be markedly worse because you're not having Drew, adding Dame, and having Malik Beasley. We 100%. All said it's going to get cooked. My problem is if they have been even worse than what we thought they would be. That's the problem. Like for them to be 17-17 in the last 34 games and to be a middling offense and a middling defense, that's what I'm saying.
East, though. They still are the number 2.
But that's why when you fire your head coach mid-season, anyone at that point still taking the Bucks serious as a team is crazy to me. Because what is the resume of teams firing their coach mid-season and going on to do great things that same year? It's very, very slim to none, especially with that roster that already has a compromised defense. Right. It's rare.
Gifted.
What's up?
I'm crazy?
Yeah.
About what?
100%.
Gifted said anybody still taking the Bucks is crazy. I'm crazy?
Yes, you are. This season, yes, you are, Ron.
100% you are. Yeah.
Yes, you are, Ron.
Yes.
That team this season, next season, the season after that, you crazy.
This team is not constructed to win the NBA championship. It's not
crazy.
Because I did want to tell you guys.
In the Eastern Conference, we're saying that they should not be in a conversation of being one of the contenders with expectations that they at least make the Eastern Conference Finals and push Boston. So we don't think they're going to push Boston at all. So it's basically going to be – so who is it then? It's just them and the Heat? It's Boston and the Heat that are only 2 people that we're taking serious out of the East right now?
Swiper, who is we?
No, I'm saying, but who is it? Who you take serious out of the East? So it's Boston and anybody?
Serious.
So nobody, just Boston.
Philadelphia.
Definitely Philadelphia.
No, I don't take.
I think me and Morris are the only people.
You asked what we were taking serious.
Right. You guys were taking serious.
Sure. But yeah, I mean, again,
the Knicks too. Take the Knicks serious too.
I mean, the reason why you would take the Heat serious is just because they know how the Celtics play. That's really it. That's really it.
If Julius Randle was healthy, I would get on board with that. But no,
even without Julius, they got
still
Mitch
wouldn't
back.
believe in the Knicks.
They got Mitch back, so I'm taking the Knicks. I'm taking the Knicks serious for sure.
So, man, but bro, I'm saying, bro, Giannis can't be losing. No, it's hard for me to see him losing to the Knicks for real. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I still think the Bucks.
Bro, I told you this weeks ago, and you laughed at me weeks ago. I told you what this team was.
That's cool, but like, bro,
I know it's a regular season game, Swiper, but I really watched that game last night with the Knicks and the Bucks, and I really feel like the Knicks looking at the Bucks like, yo, these dudes is food.
Because who is guarding on the perimeter? Who is guarding on the perimeter?
Appetizers. They're just appetizers. They're not worried about the
Bucks.
I'm
not moved. I haven't been moved by them for a while now. And Swipe, but I really feel like you were putting them to say, oh yeah, they can push. When you have liabilities to that extent, when you fire your head coach mid-season and swap him for another coach that's known to not make any adjustments at all, that is known to not play and experiment with lineups and younger players to maximize your ceiling, he doesn't do any of those things. What about that team stinks? Oh yeah, they're going to push Boston. I never felt that way before him. So now that they fired their head coach, they were already looking mid, even though they were 30-13. If you watch the game, they did not look impressive. When you swap it out and now you have a 500 record with Doc Rivers, you're losing to some of the worst teams in the NBA. You're telling me I should look at that team and say, damn, Giannis. Like, I don't see that personally. When I said coming in, the roster construction is suspect. I don't see that. Now, if he underperforms, of course, we can still hold him accountable for that for sure. But in terms of this roster being a serious roster, it's not. It hasn't been. And it continues to not be serious. It continues to be that. But you were the one saying, oh, yeah, maybe they could push Boston. No.
I don't think Boston can be the same team in playoffs, though. But I've been clear about this. I'm going to remain clear about this, though, about Boston. But
what about shooting the long ball? That's not going to translate.
They collapsed in the clutch last year, like throughout the playoffs. Like we'll see. I mean, we'll see. We'll see if they're just standing in the game. I mean, we'll genuinely we'll see.
Yes, we will. That's really all we can do about that.
Yeah, but I mean, all in all, until we get to that point, Bucks in 6. And by the way, I'm still standing 10 toes on everything that I said. I don't take anything back.
I respect it.
It's still they still have a little bit of time to make some more tweaks, and playoff basketball is different. And I'm not saying this is the way to go, but if it is one team that has the ability to kind of turn things on a little more during the playoff time, I will respect the team that has the most vets on it, a team that, for the most part, their core guys have won a championship.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, Bucks in 6. We got super chats, y'all. We got super chats, so let's go ahead and run them down. Masinko G said, y'all been saying Kendrick is the best. Y'all been saying Kendrick is the best. It's like Bron fans saying he's the best player right now because it's past. Man ain't made a good song this decade.
Yeah, he's
Really?
shedding.
Song.
He's shedding.
Really?
Song.
He's shedding.
So from 2020 to 2024, Kendrick has not made a good song in the last 4 years. Is
He just made a verse on a feature like alone
Listen.
and got the world woke up. So
Much
apparently
respect to Masenko. Hearts and prayers go out to you, my brother. I know it's hard to be a J. Cole fan at these times. You know what I'm saying? Seeing like your man's come out and say he's not that guy. I know it's hard. I know it hurts. So if you got to say that, feel free. Feel free, man.
All right. Adentunji Akinde said, so we start with rap because Ron don't want to talk about his Bucks. Please torch him, panel.
You just did.
Mars, what, you thought that could have been worse?
Definitely could have been worse.
It just kind of turned into blaming Giannis for some reason. But
Appreciate you for sitting that one out too, Mars. You're good,
Mars, you agree then that like it's not, fair to just put everything on Giannis? Or I don't know how you feel about this at all.
I've been saying that about superstars for as long as I can remember. But
Yeah.
I guess
Okay.
you gotta blame the best player because that's just how it works, I guess.
Right. We've had this conversation more than once, more than twice.
Yeah.
But you've also
the coach is bad, it's the best player's fault. The GM is bad, it's the best player's fault. The team is bad, it's the best player's fault. It's like, okay, I guess, whatever.
It's on Giannis because his POA is Malik Beasley.
and Damian Lillard.
Yeah, because Giannis is the one that traded for Dame, so that's why you gotta blame him.
Right.
Yeah.
It was Giannis who said that, even though Giannis is just trying to take control of his career. And again, I want to make sure that we clear here that I'm not advocating that the Milwaukee Bucks are not fool's gold, because they are. Because this roster is fully constructed. It was like that when I saw it 2 months ago, and I'm still standing on that. One of two things can happen here. They could end up getting a favorable matchup and end up in the East Finals. But watching them yesterday, I'm thinking to myself, they could get bounced in round one. Not lose, Gifted. They could get bounced.
They could get bounced.
They could get bounced.
They're losing on purpose, so they don't have to play Philly or Miami in round one.
I've been seeing that on my timeline.
They're trying to get to the 3 seed. They're not trying to play Miami or Philly in round one, so they're trying to play like the Pacers. So they're trying to get to the 3 seed.
Why the hell would they want to see the Pacers? Because
why would they'd rather see the Pacers than Philly or Miami? Like that's just the reason.
Hold on, so you're saying the Bucks don't want to see nobody? Because clearly,
no. Actually, flip that around, Ron. It's not that the Bucks don't want to see nobody. It's all those other teams actually want to see the Bucks. And when you're a high seed like they are, you shouldn't be that sought after. I don't think.
I guarantee you the Sixers want to see the Bucks. I guarantee the Sixers want to see the Bucks.
Don't stop there.
And the Bucks would rather not see them.
Don't stop there. There's plenty of teams in the East that's looking at the Bucks. Like, we can beat them dudes.
Yeah, but only a couple of them are actually realistic. Philly, Miami, and Boston. Everyone else is just okay. But they're losing on purpose. They'll let Orlando take that 2 seed or the Knicks. They'll drop down to 3 and they'll play Indy in round one. That's what they'll do.
See, y'all thought Doc was an L coach, but y'all don't realize is Doc's actually smart.
No, Doc is.
Here we go with this.
No, Doc is a bad coach, but
Doc is a bad coach.
They'd much rather have the 3 seed. Much rather.
Bro, last night Doc Rivers was in the post game, and I love listening to his post games because he said some of the funniest shit a coach can say, right?
You know it's coming.
Listen, he was in the post game like, like we're on a bad stretch right now. This is kind of unacceptable, but at the same time, we're playing like some really good competition overall, and it's like this might be a blessing, maybe. I don't know. He literally said this might be a blessing, maybe. I don't know. To the recent stretch of games they've been on.
Right. So losing to
I mean,
Washington,
you
losing
gotta
to
be
Memphis,
optimistic, right? You gotta be optimistic. Right.
I guess,
that's
man.
what it is. I
losing to
mean,
Washington, losing to
my
Memphis.
feelings about the Bucks changed drastically once Doc Rivers got there. But the revisionist history to act like no one believed in the Bucks when they made this trade is ridiculous. Like, we can pull up the episodes of people believing in this team. So for us to act like
100%.
the only person who believed in them the whole time was Ron is untrue. I know I believed in the offense 1000%. The Dame and Giannis pick and roll was fascinating to me. So I changed my mind pretty quickly, but I do remember believing in that team. A lot of people believed in the Bucks. So for everyone to act like they were enlightened from the beginning.
I think the shock move of like Dame actually being traded there like made me think like, wow, this team could be crazy. But then when I sat there and looked at it, I'm like, wait a minute. So the POAs are questionable.
Yeah.
We have no reputation of Adrian Griffin as a head coach. If we keep in mind, I didn't know he'd be fired midseason, but I'm just thinking, okay, I don't know how good of a coach Adrian Griffin is.
Right.
Damian Lillard has always been a ball dominant player. He's going to have to sacrifice touches with Giannis. This pick and roll, like every time I was in a basketball conversation with anyone, whenever the Bucks came up and I asked them about the roster or the defense or the coach or the scheme, everyone said Dame Giannis pick and roll. It doesn't matter. The advantages created off of that. And then in the preseason, when I saw that they were just blitzing Dame and getting the ball out of his hands and like daring Jay Crowder to shoot the ball or weaker shooters to shoot the ball, I'm like, okay, so that doesn't seem to make up for Dame and Malik Beasley on the perimeter getting cooked the whole game. So why does it seem serious? And I kind of felt that way when I saw that. And then when they fired their coach for Doc Rivers, I'm like, oh yeah, no.
The Doc Rivers thing was
that was the dagger.
Yeah. But the defensive concerns were there for everyone from the start. I don't think even I think even Ron, the biggest Bucks believer, had concerns about the defense. Most people just thought the offense could overcome. I remember when the trade happened, I had Boston as still the best team in the East, and that was before they got Drew Holiday.
Me too.
But I did predict them going to get Drew Holiday. I mean, it's pretty easy prediction to make, but I did predict it. But I think most people probably had Boston as the best team, but the Bucks were the second best. And I mean, if you look at the conference standings, technically that's how it's unfolded. But like, I think it's just more disappointment in how the Dame Giannis offensive fluidity wasn't as strong as maybe I thought it would be. Giannis isn't as good of a screener as I think he should be. And the pieces around them just I don't think capitalize off the gravity they generate well enough. So it just doesn't really work to overcome the defense. But I still think they're a good team, and I still think they can beat most teams in the East. So I think some people are kind of overreacting.
Do you think they could build a drastically better team next season with Dame and Giannis or no?
I do.
With Doc Rivers as the coach?
Yeah, Doc will not get fired, by the way.
He's not. Like, he's not going anywhere. They're already paying.
He's got built-in excuses already. Yeah, no.
They're already paying built-in, and they're already paying.
You look at the money they're paying people. Like next year, they have 182 million on the books. Like, what moves can they make? Like Brook Lopez is 60 years old. He looks worse defensively because there's no POA, so his drop coverage is getting torched. He's back to playing a deep drop when a couple years ago he was able to play a higher drop. That's kind of a bad thing. Chris Middleton is immobile on defense, even though I think offensively he's actually been solid when he plays, but defensively it's all over the place. Dame is going to be making damn near 50 million next year alongside Giannis. Bobby Portis hasn't played defense in a year, but offensively he gives them something, so credit to him. And Doc isn't going to play Marjon Beauchamp or Ajax, who I think could actually help them defensively, especially Ajax. So I don't know. I don't know what direction they can go. I don't know what direction they can go, but they might figure something out.
Moving off of Jay Crowder, maybe upgrade at that position also.
But they traded 5 second-round picks for Jay Crowder just for him to be a DNP in the playoffs and what he's been this season. 5.
Yeah, they're gonna have to get some defense on that bench.
But
guys,
available.
Who's available?
I don't know. Yeah, they're going to have to get creative, and honestly, too, Malik Beasley probably going to have to get packed up. Really, it's like it's 5 players. You got Giannis, Dame, Chris Middleton, Brooke, and I would say Bobby Portis.
That's an old ass team.
If I'm
man.
honest, if I'm
old
very
as hell.
honest, I'm going into the offseason and I'm doing everything in my power to convince Giannis to play the 5.
Oh, GG's.
He won't like
GG's
it,
on
but that's the best thing I can think of. With this roster, the best thing I can think of is Giannis at the 5.
I mean,
It gives you more flexibility defensively.
Yeah.
You take multiple bigs off the floor. It's just that's the best thing I can think of. Now, do I think Giannis is a 5? No, I think you're going to run into the AD problems where you go against the physical specimens of the league, and he's going to get outworked and he's going to get outmuscled. But I think that's just a risk you have to take. Like that's the only thing I can think of. I'm looking at free agents around the league. None of them are really intriguing to me.
And it's like there's no
you can't
crazy
afford
value
OG.
for Chris
You
either.
can't afford OG Anunoby.
No, you
Like
can't.
that's ridiculous.
Siakam.
KCP's going to reject his player option,
Gone.
so you can't get him. He'll be worth too
Can't
much.
get Paul George either.
Like you're gonna be looking at Gary Harris, and like
Gary,
legitimately.
Respect Gary Harris.
Gary Harris is
Gary-
cool, but that's
I'm
who
not
you're,
mad
that's
at
who you're
Gary
gonna
over
be. That's
I mean,
who
those
you're
are
looking
the
at.
names we're talking about, though.
Yeah,
I
you're
would
gonna be
rather
looking at
Gary Harris
Gary.
than the
You're gonna be looking at Gary Harris. Maybe
I agree with
even
that. I
Throw
agree
some
with
money
that.
at D'Anthony Melton.
D'Anthony's a good look for them. No lie,
else
D'Anthony's
we
a
got?
good look.
You know, D'Anthony would be a good fit.
Gary Trent. Gary Trent.
Gary
But
Trent
he's
don't
gonna-
play a lick of defense.
Too much money.
So,
He don't play no
yeah.
defense either. So,
He's gonna cost too much.
Who
Gary
else we looking at?
Trent,
Maybe you can try and get Derek Jones, but for spacing purposes, you probably don't want him.
no.
Justin
You're not gonna
Holiday. We're reaching now at this point.
yeah, Justin Holiday. Yeah,
Maybe get Grayson Allen back. How about that?
No, they don't have the money.
he gonna get overpaid. They're not gonna
Grayson
get him
Allen's
either.
Grayson Allen's gonna get some money.
He gonna get a
So-
bag this offseason.
Shout out Grayson too.
I don't know
Gary-
the situation overseas, but maybe there's an overseas guy from the EuroLeague who'd be playing.
Oh,
defense
maybe,
trying
bro.
to get some money. I don't know.
They're,
But
they're also probably going in a different direction. I think they're going in a different direction in Golden State. So they'll pick up the telephone and call up Gary Payton, check his temperature, see what the story is with him. Maybe he can help us on the wing.
I mean, chill. The biggest problem is like with the new CBA, like they don't have many avenues to drastically overhaul their team, so it puts more pressure to like develop their players. So for you to not give MarJon a chance this season to have a big step for next season, now this process for him and Ajax has to happen next year. So now it's like, okay, maybe next year they'll take a jump. There's been no emphasis on that to build with what you have. Like this new CBA puts more pressure on you to capitalize on your draft picks, so that way you have players outperforming their contracts. A big player for the Denver Nuggets last year, Christian Brown, outperformed his contract in the postseason. You need to have guys like that who can do that. And instead, they have Damian Lillard and Malik Beasley. Like I don't,
And to your point, it also the CBA also hampers you from making the moves that you want to make off the strength of money. So like when you enter the luxury tax, it's not like it was before where you can get a guy at the mid-level exception for $5-6 million. Well, you can't do that anymore because where you are in the luxury tax. So now you got to be real careful about who you signing in free agency. You got to be real careful who you trading for in terms of contracts, because that kind of stuff can ruin you moving forward.
Yeah. All that is true.
They don't have picks in their future. Like so
they traded
can't-
everything. It's gone.
Yeah,
They
have a
assets.
second round pick this year from Portland, which I assume will be a high second round pick. So they have to hit on that pick, and there has to be something valuable.
Mars, this is where we are, Mars. Like we talking about hitting on second round picks, Mars. This is what we
This is
doing.
where we are. Yeah. Yes.
When you're a team that has this much money being spent, you have to make the most of these second round picks. They can't draft a project. They have to draft someone who's coming in who has an NBA ready skill. Now
But
they
the
might
problem
be
is you
flawed
have
in
Doc
other
Rivers.
areas, but maybe they can do something at an NBA level that can provide value to your rotation.
The only problem is they hired a head coach that factually does not experiment with said players. They will not play.
Hence why Ajax doesn't get enough PT.
I think that's honestly one of the biggest problems. I think I'm not too sure about Ajax. Mars and Gifted, y'all could probably tell me a little bit more, but I know for certainly that MarJon should be playing. And I even think he should be playing over Beasley.
Seattle bias, W.
A lot of Seattle bias for sure.
I like that.
But my thing
like that
also
from
too is like Beasley, yes, he's a better shooter, but MarJon can shoot the ball. But on top of that, what he's going to provide on defense and just in terms of cutting, running the court and getting to the hoop, just athleticism and just an overall spark, I think that alone provides more than what Beasley provides.
I just think regardless of how you feel about any of these players, my bigger point is you want them to get their feet wet for this season so next year they can, show some strides and growth and maybe take a bigger leap upon playing NBA games. When they're not playing, that process I'm talking about now has to happen next year. And the Bucks, as we know, are on the clock. They can't afford to wait 3 to 4 years for these players to become what they can. They got to maximize that now. So to me, not playing them because Doc Rivers wants to play 5 second-round picks 30 minutes a game, that's not the answer.
Gifted, but even this year, though, like if he would have started with those guys getting 15 to 20 minutes a night throughout this whole year, an 82-game season, come playoff time, they will be ready to go.
They will be better versions of themselves.
It's optimistic. I mean,
it is optimistic.
You are trying to play 22-year-olds on championship contending teams. That's not necessarily like a guarantee to work. Now, I think Ajax in particular, because he went to UConn, which is, I mean, they were winning in college. He has winning.
And they draft one,
probably was more ready to contribute. The issue with him is he can't shoot, and you got Giannis, so you're trying to put him around spacing. But I think Ajax brings so much defensively, running the floor, rebounding, secondary, like connected passing, like high IQ, feel for the game. I think he can play, but I mean, this is the same Doc Rivers who had Tyrese Maxey coming off the bench. Yep. So
he did do that, didn't he, Mars? What the hell?
Yes, he did. Yes, he
did. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I mean, James Harden was there. I do understand that. And we actually had this conversation last year that I was fine with James Harden walking out the front door and just giving the ball to Maxey. But now that I think about it, he damn sure did do that. Yes, he did.
And still had Tobias Harris. Man, never mind. I'm gonna say too much on that.
Since we're on the subject of free agency, I'm glad you brought that up, Ron, because I'm not on the fence about it. LeBron James wrote the blueprint. If Donovan Mitchell does not sign that extension this summer, I'm out. I am OUT out.
On Cleveland?
He will not be on our roster come opening night in the 2024-25 season. I am moving him.
Well, he's not signing, so they go ahead and trade him.
There's going to be a lot of shuffling of the NBA.
A lot of shuffling,
this
season. And guess where Donovan Mitchell's going? To the Western Conference. Guess where Giannis is going to go eventually? To the Western Conference. And we're going to be right back.
Bro, the West keeps on, bro. Wemby's in the West too. Like, come on, man. We gotta pivot, man. It's crazy.
It's gonna be the Charlotte Hornets at the 4th seed next year at 41.
That's what I was about to ask you about, Swiper. Are we going to go back to the Eastern Conference being what it was in like 2004, 2005?
Back? I mean, we've been here. We've been here for 25
years. That's like 2019 to like 2023. The East was actually pretty good.
Yeah, we've been since 2000. I think I can't remember what the exact number is, but I think since 2000, I think of the 24 rings, I think it's been 18 in the West. And I think if you look at the overall standings or whatever, like just West versus East record and all that stuff,
Miami,
it's just
since 2000.
So you got 04, okay, so 01 to 2000 to 03 is the West, because that's the Lakers and the Spurs. Then Pistons, Miami in 06.
Yep.
Boston
in 08. Lakers.
Then
Mavs,
Lakers.
Miami again, Miami again. Spurs, Warriors, Cavs.
Yep. And then Toronto.
Warriors, Raptors.
Yeah, so Toronto, and then
Lakers,
you had
Bucks. How many is that? 6, 7, 8?
I count 9.
9, okay. 9. So what's that? 9, 50, 16, wait, 24, 23 rings.
15, that's 15 and 9 then.
Yeah, 15 and 9.
Yeah, okay.
Including 2000 for the 99.
Yeah, 15 to 9. Okay.
Yes, so that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, but respect. I mean, now I guess here, I think the thing with me is like, we know the Eastern Conference, they don't want to trade their players within the conference. They're going to absolutely try to move them to the West. And I feel like that Giannis one is coming at some point. I don't know when it's coming. I have no idea. Like 2 years.
Wait a minute, do you think it happens on his deal, you think?
I think for this deal, I think he's traded at the tail end of this deal for sure.
Word.
And if that's the case, he's going to like the Warriors or one of these other clown teams or whatever.
Under California. Hey, I mean, Fred VanVleet for Giannis. I mean, if it's on the table, you know what I'm saying?
Zip it, Mars. Zip it up, Mars. Okay, I'm not listening to you with the goofy
I'll
line.
reluctantly do it if it's on the.
I want to hear it, Mars.
I guess.
Yo, I
I
got
would luckily take Giannis on my team.
I have to trap.
last thing on the Bucks, y'all. I just want to know, and I have to ask.
I bet.
Up here because I didn't think in a million years that it was going to be this bad. But did you guys see when they got off Adrian Griffin and hired Doc? Did you see it being this bad? And remember how bad we thought it was with Adrian Griffin. Remember when we
record wise?
I think it's
Everything.
8, by the way, Mars.
Record wise, the way they look,
Okay.
all of that.
I thought everything was cooked when they
before
got
y'all answer, remember with Adrian Griffin, everybody was like, "Yo, this is bad. It just doesn't look like how it used to look." They were criticizing everything with Adrian Griffin. We thought that was bad. This is marginally worse, much worse. So
Yeah, you gotta remember that Adrian Griffin got fired at whatever their record was, but they had like the easiest schedule in the NBA.
But yeah, it
And
should have been that high.
Doc Rivers got hired when the Bucks were going into their toughest stretch of the season.
Yeah.
So it was real. Like Adrian Griffin's record probably would have suffered during the stretch. So I think part of it is Adrian Griffin benefited from a weak schedule, making his record look better. And Doc Rivers came in at a time where their schedule was tightening up. And this is probably more in line with how questionable Milwaukee are. Now, I think they're below 500, the Doc Rivers. I don't think they're a below 500 team. But I think their record now is closer to where it would have been even if Adrian Griffin was here the whole season. Doc Rivers just came in at a bad time, so his record is suffering, in my opinion.
Yeah, Ron, to answer your question, yes. And the reason why I say yes pretty confidently is beyond what Doc Rivers has done, when he's doing an interview the day before he coaches a game saying, yeah, I don't know why the Bucks fired Adrian Griffin. And then they released an article saying that Doc Rivers was the one consulting.
Please don't tell me he said that.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. He did a interview and he was like, yeah, I don't know why I don't know why they fired him.
Yes,
like
you do.
He wasn't consulting Adrian Griffin and he took his job. That's
and you had
quite
something to
literally
do
what happened. Yeah.
You absolutely had something to do with it.
I knew once I saw that quote from Doc acting like he didn't know, I'm like, all right, so that's very suspect. It's up from there. And then also it's Doc Rivers coaching a team that doesn't have that many options, not that many good veteran players, and a team that, maybe their future pieces with the young players could be the difference. Doc's never going to maximize that. Never. I'm pretty sure once he got to the team, the few minutes those two players got dwindled severely. I'm pretty sure, Mars, right? Like that went gone. Now, I don't want to say that they should have kept Adrian Griffin because he was a bad coach too. It was a very tough spot.
Was he though?
I feel like
don't get me wrong.
No.
Even if you are, even if you are the beneficiary of a weak schedule, we still got to win, right? We still got to win games, and they did win games with him. Now, the fact that he didn't really get an opportunity to show how much he could coach because he just got the job. Yeah. I think that's an indictment on Milwaukee because if you guys got it wrong, you got it wrong right from the beginning. And the fact that if you got it wrong right from the beginning, to fire him in the middle of the year suggests that do we have any idea what we're doing around here?
And that is why I said I know it's cooked. Because when you hire Adrian Griffin and you fire him midseason, what that says is you panicking. You panicking.
No, they also
things are going the way you want to go.
Terry Stotts left in the regular early on that year because that.
And wait, that is another red flag. That's why I'm very happy Swiper said it. That is another red flag. So you're telling me that the offensive guy for Dame that's been his coach pretty much the entire time becomes the offensive coordinator that can make the offense hum and make sense. Cool, because I've never seen Adrian Griffin. We don't know what type of coach he is, but at least with Terry Stotts in the building, Dame will have some sense of comfortability because he's been with Terry Stotts his entire time. And then out of nowhere, abruptly, he's leaving the job.
Right. Yeah,
red flag, big red flag. So to me, this shouldn't be as surprising. But the Doc Rivers stuff, I mean, bro, once they got Doc Rivers and they signed him to that huge contract extension, and we all know who Doc Rivers is. He's shown us his true colors multiple times with this roster. It was up from there pretty easily.
Yo, Domo, what's good with
you? Peace, prosperity, and positivity to you, my brothers.
I heard that.
Pass that,
to
brother.
me.
Pass that.
Thank you, J. Cole. Appreciate you.
To all my brothers out there, man. Hope y'all all find y'all paths and enlightenment on this beautiful day.
Pass that,
Absolutely,
brother,
absolutely.
please. Thank you very much.
No, we'll chill.
All right,
Thank
y'all.
you.
Let's go ahead and dive into this weekend. It was a lot of good games this weekend. I want to go around the room and I want to ask everybody what stood out to you guys this weekend. It could be a player, could be a game, could be a moment.
Oh, by the way, I just want to shout out Ron, not basketball related. Dude named Russ Cook. He's called Hardest Geezer. He's the first person to ever run the entire length of Africa. It took him over 360 days to do so. I believe ran the entire length of Africa. So that's one of the most impressive human accomplishments of all time.
What?
The entire length of Africa he ran. Russ Cook, Hardest Geezer on Instagram.
The dude ran a continent.
I went running for answers.
He ran the entire continent of Africa. The entire continent of Africa. Yeah, it took him 360 something days to do it. Yes.
Yeah, I saw him. Yeah, I saw him.
That is nuts right there.
That's funny.
Holy shit.
All right, fellas.
Yeah,
This
that's
weekend,
actually-
talk to me. Dom, I'm gonna start with you. You just jumping in here, man. What'd you see this weekend?
What I seen this weekend, I mean, most importantly, Big Jelly took the job, man. I'm telling you, Timberwolves, pack them up, man. I was pushing this agenda going into this season, and I'm pushing it going out this season. It's time to trade Cat. I said it at the beginning. I said it at the end of Ant's rookie year. They have a number one pick with actual aura. They have a number one pick that actually has dog in them. They don't have a cat pretending to be a dog. They don't got a cat barking. They got a real dog out there. So the most important thing I seen easily last night against my Lakers, who are trying to win out the season essentially to get as high as we possibly can seeding wise, Big Jelly showed up and played. Big Jelly is a dog. Shout out Nas Reed.
Big Jelly.
And Nas Reed open, man.
He went crazy last night. Nas Reed, as you guys know, they beat the Lakers last night. Nas Reed had a hell of a game. He had 30 points, 11 rebounds.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out Nas
Well,
Reed.
it was 31-11. What was 31-11, 12-16 from the field, 6 from 8 from 3. Big Jelly.
Impressive.
He killed my team too.
He also killed my team.
I mean,
we all fell victim to the.
We all fell victim to Nas Reed, yeah.
You know what this leads into. Now with Nas Reed playing like this going into the playoffs, how do we feel about the Wolves now? Is we changing our sentiment?
I feel like they're going home around one.
Still?
Yeah, their ceiling is the same. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, their ceiling is the same as it was when they had Cat, in my opinion. I mean, they'll be competitive, they'll be fun, but I just don't think they're ready yet.
Well, I need to see.
I think they get around one.
I need to see the seeding because they can be anywhere from 1 to 3. If they're the 3 seed, they'd probably play Phoenix. I don't know what happens, but if they're a 2 seed, they probably play the Pelicans, and if they're a 1 seed, they probably play the Lakers. So I don't know. I don't know. Who they
If it ended the day, and this was it, they'd have to see Sacramento in round 1.
But we know the Kings aren't gonna be in the playoffs.
Yeah, they're not making it.
Yeah,
right.
So
I think they're out.
Whenever we finally have the playoff standings, then I can give you an opinion on where I think Minnesota are gonna go. If I had to guess, I'd say second round. If I had to guess, I'd say second round is their ceiling.
I think doing playoff overall projection is tough because, yeah, sure, the Kings are easily the team to point at here, but single elimination is whatever. You can get fake shooting in one game, and all of a sudden, oh shit, I'm in the playoffs.
Sabonis start making right-handed shots just for one game. Yeah, I can't lie.
That can literally happen.
Yeah. But if it was right now, I'm taking the Pelicans though, and then the Pelicans versus the Wolves would be that'd be a bloodbath. I mean, I would love to see Zion.
I would love to see that series.
That's a series.
I would love to see that series. Yeah,
Zion fully healthy in a playoff series for the first time with Bi and CJ.
Brandon Ingram's there.
Yeah,
I'd like to see that.
Fun.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
And then, but I'm telling you right there, I want this Clippers match series. I'm getting my popcorn ready because I can't wait. Because if you're telling me the Clippers,
Clippers P3, yeah,
hey, man,
that'd be fun to watch.
I think Clippers gonna get them again too. But like, bruh, that would be fun. This gonna be a lot of fun to see. You don't think Clippers be? You don't think
not this year?
We need to know if Kawhi's gonna be back. Like
that's really the question for the Clippers period.
Right? Me doing this for anyone else. Yeah, I'm assuming they'll be coming back. Is Kawhi?
It's Kawhi. We don't know. We do not know.
They're just being cautious right now. Kawhi.
But my thing is, he could come back and then go right back out. We truly don't know. I'm not even trying to be nasty. I
need
truly
to
don't
see
know.
Kawhi be available for the series before I have any.
I agree.
opinion on that.
I agree with that.
I got Dallas though. Just
All right, Gifted. Weekend recap. What'd you see?
Oh man. Rockets got eliminated, so the Warriors are now safe to the
Bye,
postseason.
Mars. Bye.
That was fun to watch. I remember
Right there,
Mars
Mars.
saying,
There it is right there.
Yep.
Use
Yeah,
it.
there goes the door for Mars. I need you to wave at that door for me. Please.
Bye,
and thank
Mars.
you. I do just want to say, like, Rockets come out to play. Like that thing about them actually catching Golden State and like, I heard many Rockets fans like, oh yeah, it's 100% confirmed that we're gonna beat the Warriors. We play different with no Sengun. Jalen Green's been this great player. Look, much respect to that, right? Like I love the growth and the development, but there's one thing that I know about this shitty Golden State team is that no matter what, year after year after year, right? They can lose to a lot of these other teams. It's personal with Houston. They don't. Klay Thompson is going to give them 28, 30, whatever it takes. They don't want to lose to Houston. They do not want to lose to Houston, bro. No matter what it is.
That man Klay turns into 2019 Klay Thompson when you see Houston.
Who's against Houston when you see them?
What's the deal with Houston? Because he like
it's the history. It's the history of like how competitive
they know that
they've been.
Houston was the closest team to ruining that dynasty. That's what they know. So
that's all it is. They were factually the closest team in the West to actually give them any bump. And just anytime they see Houston, it's up. They haven't beat Golden State since pre-COVID. 2019. That's the last win that they had.
You remember the 2019-20 season where the Warriors were in shambles, and then no Clay, no Steph, and then I see Draymond Green on Christmas turn into 2016 Draymond Green.
Yeah. I took his bag for a minute,
That Warriors team beat the Rockets on Christmas, and the lineup was like Draymond, Willie Cauley-Stein, Glenn Robinson, and like Marquise Chris or something.
Eric Pascal was going,
When that happened, I was like, yeah, okay, there's something going on here. Draymond Green had like 20 or something. I was like, yeah, okay, GG's. This is not meant to be.
Yeah, so me seeing that was fun. Now the reality sets in for the Warriors in terms of, okay, is the decision making at any point gonna get better? The fact that they were beating up Utah for 3 quarters and then it became a 50-point game because of Johnny Juzang. That's right, Johnny Juzang,
UCLA legend. Shout out to him.
He was hooping. So they still won that game, but I mean, overall, it shows you how flawed this roster is. Because literally, when Andrew Wiggins and Kuminga are playing, they have no wings. Their best bet for a wing is Moses Moody. Now, it's not terribly surprising for me because I came in the season saying I don't think that they're a legitimate title contender. I still feel like execution-wise, they have the ability to outperform other teams, but in terms of a deep postseason run, I just don't really see it. But playing is coming soon, man. Playing is indeed coming soon, and the Warriors are at least locked into that. So that was pretty cool.
Is anybody surprised if the Warriors make it to the second round?
I'm surprised if
I'd be surprised they make it to the playoff.
Yeah, I'm surprised they make the playoffs.
This should be another.
I'm not mad at that perspective.
It's not even a narrative. Like them beating the Lakers fully healthy in a play-in tournament sounds like
unless the Lakers get the 8 seeds, because I think that one game
there was
they play the Kings.
There was absolutely no reason for you to say what you just said, Morris. Taking shots at the Kings like that is crazy.
What I said, you guys aren't making the playoffs.
That left
I like this odds.
That right hand from DeMontis Sabonis has never stopped him from torching Anthony Davis before. So I don't know why all of a sudden he can't beat the Lakers now.
That's the play I want to see. That's the play I want to see.
I don't know why now that the play-in comes around, now all of a sudden that right hand matters against AD. It ain't never mattered before.
That's
a lot of things don't matter in the regular season, but when that flip gets switched and shit gets serious.
Oh man, not the switch.
Hey,
not the flip switch, man. Not the flip
gets flipped. He keeps saying when the flip gets switched.
Damn that switch.
Hey, it gets flipped. I've seen this switch get flipped.
You might need a switch.
I've seen it last year. I seen it flip.
He don't got no switch. He don't got no switch gifted. Now when that albino gorilla come around, when that albino gorilla come around, AD gets a little shook.
Albino gorilla.
I can't wait to see the Kings in the play.
I really want to see playing between them two. I would love to see
now,
that.
like I said before, without Malik, I don't see us winning any series. But game for game, one game now. Yeah, Demontis.
But if they get in the playoffs,
It's one game.
Yeah, but on the Kings,
I'm just keeping it real. I'm not one of them dudes that like the
Kings are only one game up.
I'm not gonna lie.
Kings are only one game up, and they play OKC, New Orleans, and Phoenix.
I'm not gonna lie for my team just because I like them. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna do that. I don't believe we can win a series without Malik Monk. But
or Kevin Huerter.
We can win. We will be good without Kevin if we have Malik. But without both of them, no, we're not winning.
Hey man, Keon been playing pretty well.
Yeah, but
I like Keon Ellis. I heard you know, a fan of Keon Ellis. I don't know why. I like it.
Nah, he was just mad that Keon had a bad game or two. You know how Ox be when it comes to his King.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's just simple as that. Like, yeah, we're not gonna win a playoff series, but we can beat any team 1-for-1. One game, it's basketball.
I mean, that's my thing with the playing. Like, I don't understand people like having to like have these long, drawn out conclusions about the playing. Bro, the playing is literally single game elimination, bro. If Johnny Juzang is in the playing and drops 30 points, you will advance. That's the variance of it. It's a single game. So to me, like seeing the Warriors be able to come out of the play and make the playoffs to me isn't crazy. It's
have they won a play-in game?
Elimination.
The Warriors
they haven't won one. No,
the Warriors have never.
They've never won a play-in game. No,
they're winless in the play-in.
Is that going to change this year?
No.
They've only
I just wanted to get.
They've only played one playing game in their history, bro.
I'm just not confident. I'm just not confident in saying that they cannot win a playing game. It's literally a single game elimination. Yes, they can win a game. Will they?
I don't think that was necessary.
You got to see it.
Say that more. It's like we can.
It's single game, bro.
Yeah, they own
the Warriors.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
I don't know what you mean. Except the Warriors.
Steph Curry having a losing.
They haven't. If you go by what history showing us, they haven't won a play.
Are they anywhere? Are they?
Yeah.
Sure. Can you find?
No,
them?
you can't find the playing stats on Basketball Reference. I know that
they don't exist. Which by the way is so like
good.
How do the playing stats not exist when that's how you make the playoffs? I don't understand that.
Because it's fraudulent. What the hell do we even have?
Fraudulent? Yeah, I think it's
dumb.
It still shouldn't exist.
It's dumb.
And if
we finish with the 9 or 10 seed Showtown, then everything changes for me. Yeah, the plan is necessary. but if we finish in the 8 seed, I'm like, get the playing out of here. You know, we don't need this. You know?
7, right?
Mars, I gotta ask you next. What did you see this weekend that stuck out? Was it any bright moments, Mars? Was it any games?
Bright moments to Mars is funny.
Hey, I seen the lights get too bright for Mr. Jabari Smith, man.
Mars, I'm saying it right now. I hear people say all the time, well, this wasn't what lost the game. This wasn't what lost the game. Make free throws games over.
Make
those
free
throws games over.
It's really that simple.
If Fred doesn't miss a free throw, we win the game. If Jabari doesn't miss both,
games
we
over.
Win the game. But then to compound it, we are up 3 with 5 seconds to go, and Jabari Smith is guarding the rim. Like,
yes.
What did he do? He's following Maxi Kleber to the rim, watching Dante Exum get wide open, and he's staring at him.
No contest.
Oh my! Like,
when you're up,
shout out Dante Exum for real. And this is after Dylan Brooks had the game in his life too. It's like y'all.
I actually thought
the refs just be cheating. The amount of fouls I've seen just not get called in that overtime is ridiculous. But
no, Jalen Green got fouled like twice for sure. Yeah.
There's no call.
No call.
Mr. Ethical himself, Kyrie Irving, can get 15 free throws. When's the last time Kyrie got 15 free throws?
Now Green did got fouled usually like twice, and they did not call that shit. Yeah, that was hilarious.
Bro, that game. Oh, I was depressed.
Maybe Kyrie been watching PC, and he's like, you know what? All this ethical shit is for the birds. I need to get my ass to the line. Word. That's word.
17 free throws for Kyrie Irving.
17?
Hey, Mark.
I wonder if that's really the most he's ever shot.
I'm looking.
In his career?
Mark, I gotta ask you though. Because you got to watch Luka put 47 on you guys and then Kyrie 48 last night. Which game was better? Or which this is gonna sound nasty when I say it. Which game hurt more? Which game were you like, God damn?
Last game hurt more, but not because of what Kyrie did. Most free throws he shot since 2021, by the way, for Kyrie. The last game hurt more because we shot ourselves in the foot. The game when we lost to Luka making scoop shots from 20 feet, like you just tip your hat. You lost to Luka doing ridiculous things. Not to mention Ime chose not to double team him. But other than that, like, cool, you lose that one. We were up 20 in the first quarter. They just all of a sudden put Jalen Green in foul trouble. Whatever. We start letting the lead slip. We're up 5 at halftime. Cool, we're chilling. Fourth quarter comes around. We're still in control of the game. We're now shooting free throws. Fred VanVleet, veteran, starts folding in the fourth quarter. Missing free throws in the fourth quarter. Turning the ball over. But whatever. Veteran leader, right? Champion. Cool.
40 million.
Smith, the guy who was meant to be the most clutch guy on our roster. We seen that 3 he made against OKC. Clutch. But when it comes to the free throw line late in games, he can't make them. I don't know what it is. Against the Spurs this season, missing free throws. Against the Mavericks just last night, missing free throws. I don't know what it is. Free throw line, Jabari Smith should not be on the floor. He can't make them. Then we leave Dante Exum wide open. We don't foul. Up 3, we don't foul. Makes no sense. I don't know why we didn't foul. We're meant to foul. That's the 3rd time this season we were meant to foul someone because we were up 3. We didn't foul them and we ended up going to overtime. 2 of them we lost against Portland and last night. The other one we won against OKC, got lucky. But that's 3 times we were meant to foul and we didn't foul. So that's immaturity. And Jabari doesn't even close. Well, he closes out, but he shouldn't have been in the paint in the first place. That's just low IQ. Like we did everything in our power to lose that game. We should have never lost that game. Never ever. But
Amen Thompson too. Hurt.
Amen Thompson getting himself ejected for whatever.
Ejected early in the game.
I don't know what his beef was, but yeah.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie though. I like to see that out of a rook. Like he set his reputation. Like, yo, don't play with me. I'm not going for none of that.
But I want to know what Maxi Kleber did because
if you see, he hooked his arm. Really,
but on the play before, Amen Thompson like pushed him too. Like on the offensive play where Amen tried to get a rebound, he pushed him out of the way. Maxi Kleber dropped, then they go up the floor, and then Amen Thompson pushes him again. Like I don't know if Maxi Kleber did something, but Amen just didn't like Maxi Kleber last.
He was
high. He probably said something to him.
He had to have said something because Amen just like turned Draymond Green on him. I don't know what happened.
It's kind of crazy because they don't really show much emotion, both of the twins. So for him to have a problem with Maxi Kleber is definitely interesting.
Yeah, it was very interesting. But we should have never lost that game. That game is inexcusable.
Yeah, that was a winnable last
game. That loss in the Portland loss earlier on in the season when Jeremy Grant hit a 3 to send it to overtime. The two most painful losses of the season by far.
I hear that.
Was the Warriors playing the Rockets when Draymond tapped the ball and it was offensive interference and they didn't call it?
OKC.
That was OKC. Okay.
Yeah, that was OKC.
All right, Chill. What you got for us for this weekend?
Yo, shout out to Coach Mazzulla keeping the rotation guys in the last 5 minutes of the game and still winning. Shout out to Coach Mazzulla. I was loving that. Oh my goodness. Absolutely. Up 18 and they end up basically hanging on for dear life and they survived. And I think that was great experience for that crew because they're going to need them. He's going to need CV in the playoffs. He's going to need Brissett in the playoffs. He's going to need Cornette in the playoffs. He's going to need these guys to play big. And the fact that them dudes held on and, Keegan Murray couldn't make a shot in the last 5 minutes, which was dope. The fact that De'Aaron Fox just basically went downhill and just got whatever he wanted. I thought Mike Brown did a good job in coaching, but I thought shout out to Coach Mazzulla sticking with that second unit going 16 points with 5 minutes is enough points to win this game. I'm done with Drew Holiday. I'm done with Jason Tatum. I'm done with these dudes for the rest of the night. Finish it. And they did. Shout out to Coach Mazzulla for sticking with those guys. Absolutely.
Shout out Kakai. For sure.
Mm-hmm. That was fire. Because me and Shell, we was doing that playback together.
Yes, we were.
And I was already upset. And but then like when that was happening, I was like, there's no way Joe not sub back in. You gotta let these dudes rock. I didn't think we was gonna even make it that close. Like De'Aaron just went on one. But the fact that they held on, though, that was good basketball. Like I always say, I'm a fan of basketball before anything, and I like to see that. Like I like to see that. That was dope for them. With that being said, He hit my man in the face. We were supposed to be shooting free throws right there. We were supposed to win that game. But whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's not even a victory that I can really be happy about if we win, though. It's like, did we really win?
Man, bump all that, bro. Every win right now matters. I don't care what you call it. Call it Mickey Mouse, like, whatever. I'm taking those.
When you obviously know that you're the inferior team, you're losing to a superior team, and then they put their third string out there, and then you come back and win. It's kind of like,
I'm screaming at Ox the whole time. I'm screaming at Ox the whole time. Zach's gonna win this game. Yeah. Zach is gonna win this game. They're gonna win. And Boston was able to hold on.
But see, that's what I'm saying. Stuff like that. Like, I don't think I'm not of the belief that Joe Mazzulla is a bad coach. I don't ever subscribe to that. I think Joe Mazzulla is actually quite a decent coach. I don't think he's one of the best right now, but he's getting better, and I think he's quite a decent coach. Mm-hmm. I also think that doing things like that really shows how you think, like you're preparing your team for battle. Mm-hmm. And that was a good job by Coach Mazzulla. I was happy he did. Good job, Coach.
All right, Ox, what you got for this weekend?
I just said what you said.
He was agreeing with Chip.
So you don't have.
I mean, besides that, Ron, I've been in the airport, but I've been in the gym. I was in the gym for 10, 11 hours yesterday. I've been watching basketball.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm on the whole. I say that because y'all get to tripping. I'm in the gym.
No, you're right. You're on the hardwood. That's what it's called.
You know what I'm saying? I'm in the gym. I'm in the lab.
Love is love.
That's a basketball.
Love is love, man. Love is love.
You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? I'll be out there. I'll be out there on the court. You know what I'm saying? I'm not.
Yeah, man. There ain't nothing wrong with the hardwood, man.
Nothing.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Shout out to Ox for gracing the hardwood.
Focus,
absolutely.
Swiper. What you see this weekend?
Don Staley is that one. The Clippers had a 26-point comeback versus the Cleveland Cavaliers.
That was crazy.
That that Evan Mobley crossover there from Paul George was nasty.
I got a question.
There's no reason if you're the Cavs, you let Paul George dribble for 19 seconds.
Yeah, there's no reason.
He's always just dribbling.
Two things. I got. This is a two-part question. Question number one.
Yeah.
Did Evan Mobley do a good job defensively?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, he did.
Yes. What do you guys consider a crossover? Because he tripped on Paul George's foot when he was sliding. It wasn't like he got
that's tough.
That's how he fell down.
That's the way the cookie crumbles. That's
just how it goes. That's just how it goes.
Did he really trip? I didn't see him trip for it.
If you go back and watch this,
I'm looking at it right now. Okay,
I'm pulling it up right now.
He kicked
Paul George's foot. That's how he fell. Paul George.
I'm watching this 60 seconds right now, bro.
And you check it out. He kicked Paul George's foot. That's how he fell over. So I'm wondering what exactly, crossing somebody up. What exactly that means? Maybe you guys can answer that for me.
Chill. Before we even get to that
on the floor, that's just tough. Like that's just
okay.
All right. You got. It's cool. He did hit him on like his heel, and he fell over. But
when he tries to step back, he plants his foot, and then Mobley's still going in that direction. So
it's all right. People get caught. LeBron got dropped by Reggie Jackson to start the year off.
Listen, he got dropped by the momentum. That shit counts. That shit absolutely counts because he was going back and he wasn't ready for him to stop and go back, so he tripped.
He was already. First of all, I haven't freeze
already.
Matter of fact, no. I wish I know how to use this. Hold on.
Okay,
I have it freeze frame. We can look at it together. He is off balance. He is not in a good defensive position, in my opinion. For a guy
Let me know when to pull it up, Damo.
So Damo being off balance. Okay, there's the foot right there where he kicked his heel. Now, the fact I'm just trying to make sure I understand what exactly getting crossed over means. Because when I've seen guys like James Harden when James Harden was in Houston and he dropped dude from the Clippers. That's a crossover. Yes, Wesley Johnson.
Great shot.
I mean, he just put him on the floor though.
I won't say this is a cross. This isn't a crossover. He dropped him.
No, he got dropped.
Yeah,
This is a better way to say that.
Rewind him.
I gotta take that off because I don't want nothing to happen.
Right.
But y'all seen he was going forward.
Yes.
And then he stopped and stepped back to the right. He sidestepped.
Yes.
It's clear he kicked his foot though. He kicked his foot.
What did he?
But he caught him with his sidestep.
Evan Mobley's
right foot.
and that's what.
That's what I'm saying, Mars.
That led to the drop, but he was already
Going the other way.
Already in the process. Yeah,
He would have been beat on the move anyway, but
he already
Right.
got beat. Him getting dropped was just ice on the cake. He already got beat by the move.
Right.
He got dropped. I won't say it was a crossover. It wasn't just like the one he had a couple days ago, where it was like I forgot who he dropped on that one. A couple days ago he dropped somebody, and it was off a wild like behind the back, and it was clear that like they clipped each other's legs, and he like fell backwards and then shot the ball. That happened. Was it Friday? When did that happen? That happened not so long ago. It was for Paul George. That wasn't a crossover. People trying to say it was cross. It wasn't a cross. He dropped him. Like the Utah game. Yes, it was the Utah game. Who was it? Taylor Hendricks. It was Taylor Hendricks. He dropped Taylor Hendricks. Same situation. Taylor Hendricks' legs got crossed up with his because of how he snatched back and how he stopped. It wasn't a crossover, but hey, man, you hit the ground playing defense. Hey, man, you got dropped.
I'm sorry. When he takes the ball to step back, Mobley is already going this way, so the step back is like, oh shit, and then he trips. Like
so we clear, Gifted. He did the same thing previous to that. That Mobley beat him to the spot. He had the ball. He threw the ball between his legs. Mobley beat him to the spot. He came back and crossed over. Mobley beat him again, and then, like you just said, he had him beat that second. He had him beat that third time, and then Mobley ends up tripping, and he got dropped.
And listen, it's not Mobley's fault. Again, I think he played good defense.
He
just got dropped.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. If you're a big man and you guard in a wing and you stay with them for 2 or 3,
that's impressive.
Like, I'm gonna be honest. At some point, the team has to help you out.
Has to help you out. Has to blitz Paul George at that point.
You can't be playing one-on-one defense for more than like 7 seconds in the NBA. I'm gonna be honest. That's ridiculous.
Especially against a guy like Paul George. Especially against a guy like him. Like he's throwing the ball between his legs. 2 things about to happen. One, he's about to score, or y'all dudes got to jump him. You can't just let him just have Evan Mobley on an island, which I'm a big Evan Mobley fan, and I think that he's one of the better defenders in the game. But I don't love Evan Mobley one-on-one against Paul George in that situation. I don't.
If I'm Evan Mobley, did a hell of a job, though. He did a hell of a job.
He did a damn good job.
The end result wouldn't you wouldn't think that if you just see the end result, but he made him change direction a few different times, and that's all you can ask for a guy like Paul George. And on top of that, it was a tough shot that he made. Yeah. What's up, Damo?
If I'm at Mobley, I'm fighting somebody in the locker room after the game because there's no way. Time winding down. I know y'all hear the theme music playing. Like I know y'all hear the theme music. Like y'all hear his theme music start playing. Definitely. I shouldn't be out here this long. There's no way.
Like is that what viral yet? What on TikTok? That clip with his theme music?
Yeah.
I know that. I know those numbers are running up right now.
Oh yeah, he is making his numbers.
But also too, though, this is what makes it even worse. First off, shout out Paul George. He went crazy in the fourth quarter last night. Obviously finished with 38. Yeah, 20, right? 20 in the fourth quarter. Yeah. So at that point, you know this dude is scorching. He's killing us.
He wouldn't see the ball the rest of the game. He wouldn't see the ball the rest of the game.
See what I'm saying? Yeah. But all of a sudden, Evan,
I don't care. Don't hurt my pride. None. Hey, come help.
Blitz.
Half court.
Yeah,
trap at half court.
Not care.
Get the ball out.
Since when has that been a bad thing? The best defenders in the game need help. What are we talking about here?
Because Jordan fans said that you can't do that. You have the mono isolation. I got to go
real quick. Just so we clear, Michael Jordan said, "quote If Clyde Drexler hit his first couple of shots on me, I'm not worried. If Dominique Wilkins hits his first couple of shots on me, I'm not worried. Reggie Miller." Because those guys, Reggie Miller, he's going to start yapping, he's going to start talking, and he's eventually going to shoot himself out of the game. He said, if Joe Dumars hits his first 2 or 3 shots on me, I'm in big trouble. He said, 1, Joe's not going to chase the ball. 2, he's not going to say a word to me. Not one word to me. I'm in big trouble if this happens. So the best defenders, they get in trouble, and they need help.
I can't wait. Playoffs is coming 2 weeks away, maybe 12 days. 12 days.
The playing tournament, if I'm not mistaken, the playing tournament is next Tuesday.
Yeah,
nobody care about that playing tournament, chill.
Next Tuesday.
I really, the only reason why I said that, Swiper.
I'm not gonna lie, Swiper lying to y'all, man. You definitely want to see that, Swiper. Don't lie.
The playing about to be crazy.
I already know how the playing gonna go. I already know how the playing gonna go.
You gonna watch it though?
Who's at the bottom of the East right now? Who the bottom 4 is? I know it's the Hawks and the Bulls.
Hawks, Bulls, Philly, and Miami, but Philly's the 7th seed right now.
Miami's A seed.
Yes.
Woo! Now listen.
Philly are only 1 game back of Indiana.
So. Listen. I'm gonna let you know right now. I have a die-hard Philadelphia fan friend, and he told me what his dream scenario is. He wants the Pacers to upset the Bucks. He wants to see Miami beat Boston in the first round. So then the Sixers can get out of their first round matchup. And now with the, favorites out of the way, they can now clean up Miami and they wind up going to the finals. That's his scenario. Now, is it possible? A lot has to happen. The 3 seeds have to basically choke and lose, but that's his dream scenario.
Can I ask?
If that would have happened, there's no way you could convince me that I'm not in the Matrix. If that happens, I am definitely.
You would.
Who do the Pacers have to play to end their season?
They have to play the Bucks.
No, last couple games.
Their last couple games.
The Pacers' schedule is. Bear with me.
And right quick, while Mars was pulling that up, Gifted. I'm a Sixers guy, so I would love for that to happen.
Yeah,
but Joel can't.
It's not happening
that easy. No, Joel can't. Joel, you got to either beat the Bucks, the Heat, even though they would beat them in the play-in, but you got to either beat the Bucks, the Heat, or the Celtics.
But if the Heat beat the Celtics,
Joel, you got to beat who's in front of you. That's what you got to do.
No, beat who's
I
in front of
agree.
you. No doubt. But Mars, you know what the narrative's going to be. Oh, well, the only reason he won is because this and this.
Is that gonna mean he doesn't get a ring on his finger?
No, he gets a ring. He 1,000% gets a ring.
I'm not gonna lie, Ron. I'm gonna tell you why they're gonna do that, right? They won't do that because the biggest stigma he has to overcome is getting out of the second round, right? Philadelphia has not gotten out the second round. If they go from getting out of the second round to the finals, no one's gonna be saying, "Oh, well, who did he play?" Because he's coming off of injury. You know what I'm saying?
What would be his route? And I'm actually gonna put this up right now. So what would be who would be the teams he would play? So they would,
if everything ended right now.
Yeah, they would be the 3 seed.
Yeah, no,
they would.
They're 7 seed. We're talking about the Sixers. They're 7 seed.
He was saying that the Sixers become a 6 seed.
Yeah, so you would need the Pacers to play the Bucks. You need the Pacers. Yeah.
They wouldn't have to play the one. They wouldn't. They would have, and the Sixers would have to play the 2 seed. They wouldn't have to play the 1 seed in the next round. They would have to play the 2 seed.
Well, no. In the
scenario, they'd have to play the Bucks.
Wait a minute, real quick. In the scenario that
he was saying the Bucks lose. But go ahead, Gifted. You tell us the scenario.
Yeah, just wait. Okay, so listen. My friend told me in the scenario that he's looking for, he wants the Pacers to match up with the Bucks in the first round. He wants Miami to match up with the Celtics in the first round, and he wants both of those teams to basically upset their opponents. So basically, now the Celtics and the Bucks are out of the playoffs, and then from that point on, he believes that the 76ers can then win out and maybe
you only
match
know
up.
2 Philly fans, so it's either 1 or 2 people, and so one of them I know didn't tell you this, but the other one I know probably told you this. This is the dream. It's a pipe dream. Why are we having this discussion on Players Show? These 1,500 people don't need to listen to this pipe dream.
Yo, Swiper is so that you are such a Jokic fan. It hurts. It hurts.
What's this got to do with that?
It's possible.
It's possible.
The Sixers
only a game out.
Orlando and Brooklyn.
It's not a crazy thing for him to say.
It's only a game out. That game out the 6th spot. That's it. 1 game.
So fellas, I gotta ask you.
Yeah,
the Sixers make it to the championship. Mars, I know. You win a ring, and I get that. But I'm just saying, you beat the Magic, the Pacers, and the Knicks on the road to get into the championship. I'm not even gonna say winning the championship because that's a whole other story in and of itself. He does that where
you name me one of the better offenses in the NBA, and you name me 2 of the better defenses, and we're supposed to take it with a grain of salt. Like, oh wow, like who did you play? Like, what are we talking about? Am I bugging?
They haven't made anything since 2002, so this would be.
That's what I'm saying. They haven't gotten out of the second round, bro. He'll be breaking the second round curse and going to the finals.
That bummy franchise hasn't done anything relevant since 2001, and especially since the 1980s. So if that bummy franchise was able to make it to the finals, they should absolutely celebrate. I agree. The Kings have been to a conference final since before the last time they have. They've been trash.
I don't think the East is weak enough for us. I don't think the East is weak enough for us to be sitting here saying, "Oh man," and like putting asterisks and cherry picking which win would actually mean more X, Y, and Z. A lot of these teams are good. A lot of these teams are good teams.
I guarantee you, no Sixers fan will care.
Yeah. Like they're not sweeping. Now, I will say this: if they sweep the Pacers, if they go and they sweep the Magic, then they sweep the Pacers, and then they beat the Knicks in 5, we can have a conversation around. I'm like, all right, this is whack. But I'm expecting them to beat the Magic in 5 or 6. I'm expecting them to beat the Pacers probably 6. And that, I ain't gonna lie, that Knicks series.
I mean, y'all saying niggas. I'm talking about the Heat though, because the Heat would beat the 7. I don't know why the Knicks are being brought up, because in this scenario, chill. I understand it's a lot to process, right? But I think the Heat need to be in this convo because, again, the hypothetical is pointing on the Heat beating Boston first round.
Right.
So I'm thinking if they beat them first round, there's no way you finna tell me that they not going to the conference finals after that. Now, maybe they don't. I could be wrong. But I would think that if they beat the Celtics, who are the best team in the conference, you could probably indictment.
That's an indictment on how. That's an indictment on how whack the Celtics are, though. Like if the Celtics go out,
you can say that. Yeah.
That is. I wholeheartedly believe if they beat the Celtics, it has way more to do with the fact that someone doesn't show up in the Celtics victory. And of course, the Heat are going to play well. You're going to have that X factor play to chat like the Heat are going to.
By the way, Damo, for the second year in a row, Damo,
for the second year in a row, like
back-to-back years,
guys are going to have to play great. Don't get me wrong, but it's going to be way more. The Celtics sold the back. The Celtics lost the games versus the
more
Heat.
than the Heat.
Okay, but listen though, right. You can say that, right? But at the end of the day, if you're the Miami Heat, the reason why people even think you're in that conversation is because of all these other teams, you're the one that's most familiar with the Boston Celtics. You're the one that has,
and they got that guy in their roster
who many people think is the best coach in the NBA. You're the team that has all of these pieces that can, we've seen Butler be able to perform in a series where he can outperform Giannis or some top tier guys. So them beating the Celtics, even though they're not favored to do it, is not a surprise if it happened, right? So if they were able to do that, and then the Sixers beat that same team, that's a pretty good win.
Jimmy Butler, baby. We are 12 days away from Jimmy Butler doing what he did.
Think about what you just said. Think about what you just said. The fact that they are the 8th seed for the second year in a row, and the way that they would have to play in order to beat Miami for the second year in a row. Even as
I would not be surprised.
Right. The fact that you
I would not be surprised.
I'm in the Matrix. I gotta be.
Eric Spoelstra is like that. Also, more than anything, I'm looking at matchups because again, AC, all the other shit, fine, cool, right? Like the Heat have been easily one of the most injured teams for all regular season. They have not had consistency. Terry Rozier has had to play himself into where he's at now. Fine, whatever. I get all that. My bigger point is the Heat matchup wise, fundamentally, understand what Boston wants to do. They have a familiarity sense with Boston, right? Now, the execution in terms of what they want to get to, the Heat also know what they want to do. And if Jimmy is playing at that, peak level, he gives them a shot to beat the Celtics. That's at least what would be required for them to get over that hump. So that's why I'm saying on paper, I can see it because again,
Gifted, hold on, Gifted, we talked about this last year.
We did.
Do you think this? Do you predict the Celtics are going to maintain a +11 or let's say even a +7 level of dominance in the Eastern Conference this year? Do you expect them to be able to
+11 is a lot?
Well, even +7. The Nuggets were +9 last year, so I'm saying, they were, and I think the Celtics were +6. Do you expect them to be able to maintain like a +7 level of dominance like over the course of the Eastern Conference playoffs?
Yes,
I think so. I think based on the conference, yes, but I'm telling you, the only team that I shift that for in the East for me is personally Miami, and it's mainly because they understand exactly what Tatum and Brown consistently want to get to, and they just match up well. I'm telling you, there is something to a coach having gone against the team so many times. There is something to the 2 star players on the team having played a team so many times where there is a sense of like we understand how we play that makes it different from other series.
With that being said,
that's my take on it.
The Celtics are better, and their players are better now.
They are better. They are better. Yes, I agree.
What I had,
Miami's better too.
What? No, they're not.
I said I think Miami's better.
Based on what? What are you basing Miami being better this year than what they were last year? They got a rook that.
Based on how, I believe I like Jaime because I think Jaime Hawkins is a better basketball player than Max is. I think
as a rook.
I wouldn't care.
He a 50-year-old rookie. It's kind of different. He a 50. That's what me and Damo was saying before the season started. He played 4 years at UCLA in the Pac-12.
That means
in the Pac-12. So
I mean something. Yeah,
he's not
yeah.
he's not a regular rookie. Jaime Jaquez to me is a better basketball player than Max Strus. Might not be a better shooter. He's a better basketball player. Terry Rozier can actually play as where Mr. What's his name? Kyle Lowry. Kyle Lowry couldn't really. And I was still trying to show Kyle Lowry some love these past couple seasons based on him taking timely charges, being a good floor general. But Terry Rozier is much better than him. I mean,
yes.
and not only that, but I'm assuming that hopefully Tyler Hero can stay healthy throughout, not break his wrist again in the first game of the playoffs. You know what I mean? So with the
bro, the Heat are dangerous,
and Bam Adebayo continues to get better.
That's a fact.
All those guys you brought up,
continues
with the
to get better.
exception of Jaime, they have a lot of defensive question marks, which is
concerns.
how many
did they have those question marks last year?
They did.
Tyler
Conference
didn't play last year, and Terry Rozier wasn't there. So,
well, they had the best.
Max
defense in the
Strus still
Eastern
wasn't a
Conference
crazy
with Gabe
positive
Vincent
last
and them
year.
on the bench, though.
yeah, but they have Max Strus and Gabe Vincent have less defensive question marks than Tyler Hero and Terry Rozier, and I understand the offensive upside they have. But
I think
if you're trying to match up, I agree. And if you're trying to match up with Boston, the way you're probably going to have to defend, how do you balance having a good enough offense to still compete while not sacrificing all your defense? How do you play Duncan Robinson, Tyler Hero, Terry Rozier?
I mean, the only answer to that question is Jimmy Butler.
But you
level.
remember Duncan Robinson had like that first round, like a 100.
He was torching.
He
was. I'm not arguing against offensively. I'm saying how do you keep them all on the floor defensively to where you can get that offensive value?
Okay,
I don't know the answer to that, Mars, but I know that.
I know.
Coach
Eric Spoelstra probably does. Coach
Spoelstra knows. I have no idea, but Eric Spoelstra does, and I believe in that.
I think the answer is you play to Boston's tendencies as a team, right? All year long, what we've been saying is Boston is three happy, right? If Boston is not going to the Porzingis, thing, and I've seen it against the top defenses so far, right? They let it happen to where down the stretch they're not going to Porzingis enough. We've seen it many, many different times. If they're not blitzing their opponent out of the gym sometimes, they don't go to their bailout option. So it becomes a question of, okay, if they're not consistently going for the advantages and they're just turning it into jump shot, and they're not quality looks and they're more so settling, that opens it up to where, okay, sure, these guys might structurally not be good individual defenders, but in the Heat scheme, they're able to get away with it. Last year, they did more of the same because Max Strus and also Gabe Vincent were not these crazy positive defenders.
Right. But with that being said,
is Terry Rozier a bad defender too?
Is Terry Rozier?
I think he provides matchup issues due to his lack of size. That's what I don't think. I think on ball, I think he competes and he.
I mean, that's fair, but how tall was Gabe Vincent last year?
And Gabe Vincent provided similar matchup issues, but I also think he's probably was a better defender than Terry Rozier. But I do think Gabe Vincent had concerns. But
I think the difference this year, Miami being the zone heavy team that they are, and the fact that now Boston has that guy in the middle of that zone who can not only just play make, he can knock down mid-range shots, bring Bam away from the basket. That makes them way more viable than they were.
Miami take away the middle of they take away the middle of the zone better than down there anyway. So
yeah,
it was funny.
bro, they are going to put Boston in a situation where you have Kristaps Porzingis away from the top. I've been watching Boston all year, right? What often happens, especially versus Denver did this too, right? KP will catch the ball not necessarily in the paint, but closer to the top of the nail near the three-point line, and they'll have himself create from there. Now, can he hit those shots? Yes, but those are not the same looks as KP being dead in the middle of the paint using that mismatch.
Hold on.
But what about
wait.
But Miami don't just give up the middle of their zone.
Thank you. Mark.
That's what I'm saying.
Mark.
That's what I'm saying.
Because there's this misnomer about the Miami Heat that they're just going to give you what you're good at, by the way.
Right.
They're not going to give you anything easy.
They're not going to.
They're not going to beat themselves with the bad scheme chill.
I agree.
Here's the difference. But here's the difference with that, though, Swipe. But the difference with that is that Boston does shoot the long ball.
Shoot the long ball versus Miami. It's going to be the same result as last year. Shoot it.
the reason why you go into the reason why you
seven-game series that could have gone either way. I mean,
No, stop. No, Derek White stayed in that series. Derek White stayed in that series. Derek White stayed in that series.
I'm with Mark.
Derek White stayed in that series in game 6.
He gonna resave him again.
Get a rebound.
the reason why
He did say that series in game 6. This is true.
Of course he did. Of course
That
he
is
did.
factual.
But the reason why you go into zone is because you are deficient or because the team can't shoot. So if you're gonna allow Boston to shoot the long ball, Boston is gonna shoot the long ball.
Go ahead. They're gonna be contested 3-pointers. Contested.
Okay, so I'm glad
They're
you
gonna
brought
get closeouts to them.
Swiper, I'm glad you brought that up that they're gonna be contested. So that means that guess what's open in the middle of the zone?
No, that's not how they play. That's not how they play. That's not how Miami plays. That's not how Miami plays.
They get very good.
You're too close to the sun. Hold on. Let me talk. The man that flew too close to the sun. The man who flew too close to the sun. You don't know what you're talking about, Chill. Miami don't play basketball that way. They go zone up. They go contest a 3. And look at me. I'm the captain now. Look at me. This is the thing. Bam Adebayo versus Kristaps Porzingis, Al Horford. Look at me when I'm speaking to you.
He's looking at you. He's looking to his left.
He's actively looking at you. He's looking at you, gang.
I'm telling you. Watch this. It's gonna be light. It's gonna be a light show. You're gonna be looking at me and you're like, I can't believe why they did that down the stretch. Why is Porzingis not getting the ball more? Because he can't. Who he posting up? Who he Terry?
No. Okay,
who he posting up?
So with that being said, with everything that you said, which is fair, Boston does a good job in exploiting mismatches. They get switches. Miami does switch. Why do you think that they did what they did against Oklahoma City a couple of nights ago? Why do you think they did what they did against?
I'm not gonna lie, chill. Listen. I get your passion, but I'm just saying, if you go back and you watch how they matched up with the Denver Nuggets, I went back and I watched these games, bro. When we're talking about mismatches, when they had Kristaps Porzingis settling for mid-range self-creation shots near the nail, not deep in the paint, those are not great looks. He had hands in his face, right? When you saw Jason, hang on. When you saw Jason Tatum finding the switch and settling for the mid-range shot, but we've seen all year long where he has bigger bodies on him. When we saw him versus Cleveland settling for a long fall away mid-range over Darius Garland, we saw that in the playback. When you see things like that, you're aiding what Miami wants to do.
That's regular season is over in 12 days, Chill. You got a reckoning coming. All that talking that you've been doing, talking about top 2 MVP candidate, best team in the East and all that stuff. There's a reckoning coming. We are getting. No. Look at me through the camera, through StreamYard. Don't look at me through the side on YouTube. Look at me right here. Matter of fact, clean the glasses off so you can see correctly. This is the issue, Chill.
There you go.
There you go.
I make sure to clean the glass a little bit. Chill lock it in. Hang on.
Listen.
Chill lock it in, Chad. Hang on, Chad.
Chill, listen. This is the problem. This is the season. Jimmy Butler and Bam and them, they don't care and play for the regular season. They gonna get into the playoffs, and they are gonna be leaning into their scheme. Every single game you see from me, we're gearing up to stop you. I'm not worried about the Washington Wizards. I'm not worried about the Charlotte Hornets. I'm not worried about the Western Conference. I know exactly what Tatum, Brown, and Drew want to do. I know exactly what they want to do, and I know who you are. I see you, Joe Mazzulla. You're going to finish ahead of Eric Spoelstra for Coach of the Year this year, and Eric Spoelstra's going to get into a series, and he's going to run circles around you. Just like I'm running circles around Chill right now. So this is the problem. We're going to get into this boxing match inside of this phone booth, and I guarantee, Chill, if it's me versus you, this ain't no big 3. It's just a big me. Guarantee you ain't coming out of here. You ain't coming out of here. You ain't coming out of here. It's over, Cole. It's over, Cole. It's over, Cole. It's over, Cole.
All right, what you got, J. Cole? What you got, J. Cole? What you got?
So now everything that you just said, you leaving out everything that Miami has to do that they didn't do this season. So we're talking about a same Miami Heat team who's still at the bottom of the league offensively. We're still talking about the Miami Heat who's not very good in the post, even with how good Bam is. We're talking about Jimmy Butler and all of these guys having to guard at a high level throughout the playoffs. With all of that being said, hold on. Look at me. Put that book down and pay attention.
He don't even read for real.
You see how disrespectful he is, chill. He
He
gonna turn his back
don't
to
even
you.
read for real. That's
I don't
cap.
read. I got a whole bookshelf over here. You know I'm educated.
Hey,
But go ahead, chill.
You
man,
on page
that
one of
shit
all
for-
them books like
That
LeBron,
shit's for
buddy.
aesthetics. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You on page 1.
He just bought a bunch of books and say he got books. That's
Hell yeah. Oh yeah. Look at my books. Look at my Vorp and my you know.
Go ahead, chill.
Shit
Go
like
ahead,
that.
What the Miami Heat have to do for the second year in a row with an improved Boston Celtic team, what they was in a dogfight with last year, what they have to do for a second year in a row is too much of a hill to climb. They have to shoot it at the astronomical rate that they shot it at last year. They got to defend at the astronomical rate that they did last year. They got to defend in the post better than what they did last year. They got to score it at a higher rate because now we're talking about a Boston Celtic team who is better offensively. They not only have to match that, they have to be better than that this season. I don't see it happen.
You don't see it happen. That's cool. We'll make sure, just like the eclipse, make sure you get your special glasses. Go to Sonics right now with a shade. You can get your special glasses. You can see the eclipse. That way you can watch it happen right before you.
Still haven't gotten a satisfactory answer. Still. So
I already gave you an answer. I know. I got years of evidence. I got years of evidence.
You, sir.
Muscles. Hey, muscles. Hey, muscles. Hey, muscles. I got years of evidence. Muscles. I got years of evidence.
I'm telling you right now.
I got years of evidence.
The evidence that you have, just like the evidence that I have, we're gonna match that.
All you said was hope and dreams. All you said was hope and dreams. You said, I hope. They got to do this again. They got to do this again. I trust Spoelstra and Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo more than I trust them dudes on the other court. Let's get it.
Boston Celtics. How about
you trust the Boston Celtics? Cool. That's cool. No problem. No problem. You do that.
Oh,
you go ahead and
yes,
align yourself. Look, you know what this is? You know what
Yes,
this is? This is Star Wars. This is the Empire. You chill versus the rebellion. Me. I am not going to fall to the dark side. I'm a Jedi. I'm standing on business. All right.
I'm a
so
Jedi.
You can fall to the dark side all you want and join the Empire.
Oh,
you can
brother,
join the rebellion. Join the rebellion when you want to.
He's a Jedi, Chad.
Join the rebellion when you want to.
I'm so scared of a Jedi. Ooh.
That's who you are. No, I'm with the stormtroopers. That's who I'm with. I'm with the stormtroopers.
Oh, okay. Now you lost. Them stormtroopers don't be hitting no goddamn shots. You wait. No. Wait. Stop. Everybody stop. Chill. Your argument was fine until you said I'm with the stormtroopers. Historically, don't hit.
They don't do
shots. They don't hit shots.
They're just a bunch of dudes. That's all.
Would not be on their side.
I just said that because it was numbers. That's all. Because the stormtroopers are a bunch of guys, so they don't really.
I feel that.
That's
that word.
All right, y'all. I got to get into these super chats. So let's go ahead and do this. Shout out to everybody that's been in here since the beginning of the show. I know y'all like that. Hey, I know y'all like that. That was a good little debate. Nice little sparring session between Swiper and Chill.
Tatum a stormtrooper in the clutch.
Nah, Tatum dead ass a stormtrooper in the clutch. He's not capping. That's extremely true.
That's
Sadly.
bad. That's a bad thing.
Game 7, yeah. Yeah, it means they don't make it.
They don't hit nothing, bro. They don't hit nothing. They don't hit nothing, bro.
All right,
you can stand in front of a group of stormtroopers and you just walk through scratchless.
That's crazy.
That's heat. Shout out all of our new members. Shout out everybody that is sent through a super chat this episode. We're gonna go ahead and run all of those down. Before we do that, make sure you tap into www.playerschoicmerch.com. Go check out the products. Grab you something if you like what you see. It's good stuff in there. But let's go ahead and get into the super chats right from this one right here. It's Hack Ira. I think that's what it says. It's Hack Ira. This Mavericks team feels special. Clutchest team in the league. Number 1 defense in the last 15 games. Oozing chemistry. Mavs taking out the Clips in 6.
This is the best Mavericks team I've seen Luka on. And the fact that Kyrie is, as healthy as he's been as a Maverick, he's looking like he's going to make it into the playoffs with him. This team has chemistry for real. They are scary. I genuinely think this team is a scary team for anybody, especially a team in LA that's not the Lakers. Definitely scary for them.
All right. Box score watching Wayne said, I am done with the Heat. As a Miami fan, that Kyle Lowry trade was one of the worst. Gave up Precious, who we could use, and go on for that man. Shaking my head.
Oh, I see what you're saying. To get Kyle. Okay.
When Kyle Lowry was in Toronto.
Yeah.
Respect Kyle Lowry, man. Kyle Lowry was on your team when you made the finals.
It doesn't even matter anymore. Kyle Lowry's gone. They moved off of him. Stop living in the past, bro. Stand on 10. Stand on 10.
I'm still happy the Lakers didn't trade for him.
You running now? You scared now? As a Miami fan, stand on your nuts. Damn.
There you go.
He's out of there, man.
All right, stand on your kahunas. It's Hack Ira with another super chat said, how many guards can average 26 on 50, 40, 90 playing next to Luka? Kyrie has proven he can be prolific next to anyone, and that alone puts him above Brunson, Edwards, Dame, etc. Best closer in the NBA.
Here we go.
Killer in the clutch.
Mysticism again.
Brother.
Every year, every conversation. Jalen Brunson's been better this year. We can move on.
When will we get to a point in basketball discourse where we can praise a player without mentioning other players?
I don't think we'll ever get there. I don't think we'll ever get there, bro. Sadly.
You literally could have did that whole super chat and not included the last bit, and everybody would have been on your side. He's special. You could have ended it there. You didn't have to bring no one else up.
But he actually had to name names with some players that are actually just factually better than Kyrie. Like I don't.
But he's
bro,
better than
I'm sorry.
None of them are averaging 26 on 50, 40, 90.
I don't care. I truly don't care. The thing with Kyrie that annoys me so much with him is people love the aesthetic of his game. He's extremely skilled, but then when you go and see what he's produced since 2017 in the postseason, he has not performed routinely and consistently. We always have to go back to what he did with LeBron James and how he did. But in the postseason, when it matters most, he has not performed. This same Ramadan Kyrie that y'all are amping up right now when he was dropping 2 points in the playoffs with Kevin Durant, it's just, oh, man, the Nets are just not a good team. It's just not a great build. I like Kyrie. I like Kyrie a whole lot. But to act like he is above certain players because of what he's done in the past, I don't understand that. He's a very good player. This is his best chance to perform in the postseason since 2017. But at a certain point, he got to show it. He got to show it.
Kyrie played well in the 2021 play. Oh, Merry Christmas, rapper. Kyrie played well in 2021 before he got in the playoffs.
All right, happy eclipse that.
2019 was obviously bad, and then 2022 wasn't great. But like you acting like it's just a large sample size of what Kyrie's been in the playoffs. We have 4 series.
How many times has he been in the playoffs, Maud? So his first.
Well, he was hurt. He was hurt in 2018, so he didn't play. Right. 2019, he came back, and that Boston team was just dysfunctional all year.
Right.
Kyrie.
I agree with that. Yeah. He also didn't play well.
2020, he did not play in the playoffs. So then that team, he didn't play. 2021, he was there and was playing well until he got injured.
He was good in the first round versus the Boston Celtics. Also, that team had James Harden and Kevin Durant on it, so his role in terms of productivity was not as okay. But again,
yes,
that's fine. But again, he wasn't the number 2 on that team with James Harden and Kevin Durant. That was like a team that had a whole bunch of gravity built off of those 2 guys, and Kyrie fit in perfectly as the SG. I'm saying in a secondary role, what is he showing in the playoffs?
In a secondary role, you've seen 3 series.
We haven't seen 3 series. He wasn't for the Nets. He wasn't in a secondary role. It was Kevin Durant, James Harden, and Kyrie.
So as a secondary, you've seen 3 series: 2019, the 2 series in Boston, and 2022. You've seen 3 series. If 3 series is enough for you to make a deduction on who Kyrie is, I would say that's disingenuous because you're ignoring who he was, A, in Cleveland, and B, how he's looked in Dallas for the sake of your agenda.
If we're speaking to how good Kyrie Irving is right now, I'm not going all the way back to the Cleveland days to amp him up to say that he's better than
I'm saying guards. Ignore all of it. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so you're saying ignore all of it.
Yeah, if you're gonna only use what he looked like in 2019, that's not too far away for you. But 2017 is too far fetched. Then I'm saying ignore 2019, ignore 2022, and talk about how Kyrie looks next to Luka Doncic in Dallas. So how does that look like it's going to translate? What is Kyrie doing now that makes you think it won't translate to the playoffs? What is he playing like now next to Luka on that Dallas system? What is he doing now that makes you question if it will translate?
It looks like it's going to be good. It looks like it's going to be, even though it doesn't work that way, because that's the same logic that's the exact opposite logic that I just got hit with, where Swiper just grilled me about what the Boston Celtics did in the past. So we can't do it that way.
Yeah, but Swiper was wrong.
That's what I'm saying, Moss. But if we want to do it that way, and we want to wipe the slate, and we just want to go off of what does Kyrie Irving look like this season, and how is that going to work with him and Luka? Well, it looks pretty damn good because now Luka gets to play off the basketball a little bit more, right? Not only does he get to play off the basketball a little bit more, Irv looks like his game could translate to the playoffs, especially if they get a couple of good matchups. Now, even though it doesn't work that way, but we're going to stick with what's going on right now. It looks like it could. It looks like it could translate to the playoffs. So what do we have left? All we have left is to wait and see if it does.
Yeah, unless you think Kyrie is
I'm making with Kyrie. No, but that's not even the point. I'm saying if you're gonna say things like you think Kyrie Irving is better than Jalen Brunson, I don't like comparisons like that when Brunson is dealing with a bigger offensive responsibility than Kyrie Irving, who is attacking bent defenses off of Luka Doncic and is also getting his own in the flow of the offense. I respect what Kyrie is doing on that team, but to say he's then a better player than Brunson for what he's doing next to Luka, I don't really agree with that. And then I will point to his, how inconsistent he's been sometimes in the playoffs in that role from what we've seen, even though it is a limited sample size. Because again, as a number one option, I don't think Kyrie Irving is that a caliber guy. I don't think Brunson is either, but we've seen Brunson perform for not only the full regular season, but also in the playoffs last year. I'm not putting Kyrie Irving over him because he's having a good burst of the season right now. I don't think that makes sense. Are you saying that's false?
My point isn't even arguing about who Kyrie's better than. My point is just using.
Oh, okay.
Kyrie's been a number one option in the playoffs for one team, the Boston Celtics.
I agree.
That was 5 years ago. So if we're going to use that as the evidence of what Kyrie would be today, I think that's disingenuous, unless you think Kyrie is the same player he was 5 years ago, which I don't. So I think if we're going to use that as a negative against Kyrie, why can't we use 2017 as a positive? How much did Kyrie?
Sure, we can. Sure, we can, Mars. We absolutely can.
So that's where I'm at. If you want to use Brooklyn in 22, because that's more close to what Kyrie is. And
wait a minute, Mars. Stay right there where you are.
2019 was 5 years ago.
So stay right there where you are, Moss. How much better? Because you really think that in 2019 he's not the same player that he is in 2024. What's different between Irv today and in 2019?
Well, I don't know if the numbers back this up, but I think
let's take the numbers off the table.
I think
you're an eye guy.
I think his pull-up three-point shot has improved. I think he's a much better decision maker, handling double teams and traps. I think he's a better playmaker. I actually think his defense is better, which is interesting.
Actually, has gotten better, hasn't it, Moss? It has.
I think he's overall better player than what he was back then.
I think he got to the rim more in 2019, but I think now he's definitely more crafty around the rim, in my opinion. In terms of ability, and that's saying something about Kyrie because Kyrie's been Kyrie.
If Luka and Kyrie win, I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah, because that grenade toss.
Oh my god!
But the biggest
will die. Yeah, that Luka narrative about he can't make players around him, but all that will die.
But Luka's not making Kyrie better.
I mean, it shouldn't exist right now, but
Kyrie's just
was the pass Luka made to Dante Exum last night a grenade?
Better than KD.
No, well, technically, Mars. In a technical sense, it was because he had to shoot the ball because it was the end of the shot, not the end of the shot clock. It was the end of the game clock, so he had to shoot the ball, right? So technically, it was a grenade, but it wasn't the grenade where he was pounding the ball for 15 seconds and then now he gets downhill and now it's 3 seconds on the shot clock and he's getting off the ball. No.
Yo, gifted.
That's what I know.
Yeah,
gifted. So I sincerely got to ask you.
What's up?
You really don't believe in Kyrie come playoff time this year?
This is not what I'm saying. I'm saying when you put him in conversation with other players like Brunson, right? Even though I also don't think that Brunson can be the best player on a title team, I've seen him have to deal with those coverages as the one for the Knicks in the playoffs and also during the regular season. Then he follows it up with the All-NBA campaign this season. And what the Super Chatter was saying was Kyrie is putting up 25, 5, and 5 next to Luka. How many players could do that? Because of that, he's better than Jalen Brunson. I don't agree with that logic. Right? So, right. And part of that is A, I just don't think he's a better player than Jalen Brunson. But B, when you talk about a player performing against a heightened coverage, the only, bigger sample size beyond playing top 10 defense in the regular season would be a playoff, sample size. And the reason why I'm saying post 2017 is I think seeing what Kyrie's been closer to now is the closest you can get to accurately thinking about what type of player he is versus elite competition, right? And I think when they played the Boston Celtics, with Kevin Durant, and it was Kevin Durant and Kyrie. Kyrie underperformed in that role as a number 2, right? So I just think that with that sample size and as good as he's been this entire regular season, I don't think that stacks up to Jalen Brunson, who has a closer sample size as a 1 and had more of a responsibility. That's all I'm saying in that direct comparison. You can say that he'll have a great postseason run. Maybe. I'm not sure. I don't think it's a given that he will do that.
Hey, Damo, I just wanted to go back to a second from what started this conversation about you saying how come people can't praise one player without putting down another player. I read a book one time a couple of years ago. I can't remember the name of the book, but it says something about human psychology where no matter how good one human is doing, they can't be satisfied unless they see somebody next to them doing worse than they are. I don't know what it is about them. Like you can be a millionaire and you can have everything you want, all the materialistic stuff people love, the Dior, Gucci, Prada, all that type of shit, right? You can have all that, but unless you see somebody over there driving a jalopy, you know what I'm saying, wearing busted down forces, leaning to the side, you're not going to be happy. I don't know what's wrong with people, but
that's what competition is about, though, Big Ox. That's what the competition. That's what the competition.
Well, I mean, there's such thing as competition, but yeah, like there's such thing as competition, but it's another thing is just being satisfied with who you are and what you have. Like I've never been the type like as long as my
right. I understand that.
I 100% agree, Ox.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's capitalism crazy like that. You know what I mean? So that's just like it's a human psyche thing. I think people are psychopaths and stuff like that. Like how much more?
Yeah, you're right. You want.
I don't know. So to answer your question, Dom, I don't think it's ever gonna happen. People are never gonna be happy saying something good without saying something bad about somebody else.
Yeah, because they feel like breaking down other players makes it easier to make the case for their player. Like just saying, oh, see, look, these guys aren't who you think they are. So that's going to elevate this guy. It's just easy bait to take every time for the most part.
All right, y'all. I got more super chats on the Mavs from Shepherd Sounds. This person said, respect the Mavs. Before last night, we were the best defense in the league for the past 10 games, and Luka had bloody knees, blocking shots, but he doesn't play defense. ... When he locks in, he's a C.
He blocked one Jabari Smith 3 from 20.
Oh my God.
The whole game he was getting torched on defense. The whole time. I was watching the game. We're bringing Luke into every action. He just stands in there trying to hip check people. And then
just because you block a shot doesn't mean you play defense,
You're not about
bro.
to tell me when he locks in, he's a C because he blocked one shot with 3 seconds left that Jabari had to shoot.
Remember that steal he got a couple games ago at the end of the game?
Right.
He had to throw a grenade. Yes, he did.
He was terrible in defense the whole game. You're not about to tell me because of that one play that he's a C when he locks in.
And just because you block a shot doesn't mean that you're some yeah.
Like,
Sorry,
Luka's just a bad defender. It is what it is. Like we can praise how good Luka is without lying about how good he is on defense. I know he's not healthy. I've been trying to say he should be resting. I know he's not healthy.
Who, Luka?
Yeah, he's dealing with some
clearly
problems. Like,
I'm not gonna buy this defense thing from Luka Doncic. Even though, like I said, there was that
just
one
not
game
a good defender. Is what it is. He's not good.
Could he be a good defender though?
Eventually, I mean, I don't think that. Obviously, I'm not going to call him a good defender.
Issues, some of his
he's gotten better. I'm not saying he's gotten better since entering the league, but it's one of those situations where it's like the narrative and the perspective of who you are as a defender is going to follow him. So because you see him as a bad defender, no matter what he does, unless he goes out there and shows you Gary Payton levels of defense, which he'll never do, he's always going to be deemed a bad defender.
Yeah, what is Luka's ceiling? Okay, so what is Luka's ceiling as a defender?
Possible.
Neutral. I'm about to say, I think genuinely at his peak defensively, he'll be a neutral defender.
He doesn't change direction fast enough though. He can't go from going this way to that way fast enough. He doesn't change direction.
Yeah, but he's got good strength to match up with slower wings who are like more methodical in their approach. Post defense is viable, and he's very smart. Like he knows where to be. And he's also very good at telling his teammates where they need to be. Now, his motor in terms of him making the extra rotations or him giving a second effort doesn't exist, and he might be the worst closeouter.
Oh my God, those closeouts are disgraceful.
He's terrible at closing out.
They're not worse than when he gets beat and recover.
That's a fundamental issue. He just needs to be taught how to close out and give the effort.
Ox, you think those are worse than? You think that they're worse than when he gets beat and tries to recover? You think that
he doesn't try to recover?
He doesn't try to recover. He'll just behind the play and he'll just walk.
But you know, my thing is, I don't like how a lot of these players close out. Either they don't close out or they just do flyby closeouts, and it's just like that's just a cop out. When they do these flyby closeouts, they're just pretending like they're playing defense and make it look good. That's not defense. So a lot of these players don't close out well. So it's not just Luka Doncic. I can't say.
But he's the worst in the NBA. I'm sorry. I don't know anyone.
I'm not going to disagree with that, Mars. I'm fine with him being the worst in the NBA. I don't think he's a good defender at all.
Damian Lillard might have something to say about that.
All right, G-Bam sent through a super chat and said we're gonna talk about Zion looking great with those 5 blocks and 2 pull-up middies all net. And yes, his midi has been real since his rookie year, but don't use it because they can't stop the drive.
Zion made jumpers last night.
Mm-hmm. Nah, man, you can't give him no praise.
Nah, listen, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Zion had that one pull-up. That one pull-up moved me. I'm not gonna lie to you. He had this one clean pull-up where they tried to get from getting to the rim and he walked around to a pull-up. That was impressive. I'll give him that. I was definitely impressed.
Can't give him any praise, man. He's supposed to be great. You can't give him any praise.
My bad. Bro.
How many shots he made with his right hand last night?
Do you know?
No, I ain't watched the game.
I think that's you.
It don't matter if they can't stop him going.
Yeah, I know. I'm trolling. I ain't watched the game. Shout out to Zion if he really was like Kyrie. Shout out to him. I didn't see the game.
To be that big and strong, bro, Zion got immaculate touch, bro.
And he's real good around the basket.
Zion's touch is immaculate to be built like whatever it is that he's built like. I don't even know what he's built like. You know what I'm saying? I can't compare that to
I was impressed because he was selling that game like crazy in the first quarter.
Exactly what he's built like.
Oh,
go ahead, Gifted.
What? Right? You gonna tell us or what?
Nah, Gifted got it. We not gonna this.
I just want to give him a quick shout out because the way he started out that game was very frustrating. His defense was bad. He was making bad reads. He wasn't like he had moments where he had the Bradley Beal switch and was passing out. Why is Zion passing out of a Bradley Beal switch? Like, I don't understand.
Bradley Beal is actually an underrated defender. Now he can't guard Zion. He can't guard Zion.
Right. That's the point.
I just wanted to say that real quick.
Not right. Yeah.
Especially since I was just talking bad about Luka's defense, I want to hype up Bradley Beal's defense so I can be a real Luka hater.
Nah, that's actually hilarious.
What I'm saying that's what they say already. Gifted. I'm embracing.
Oh yeah, I'm embracing.
Joseph S said, "Chillin' Ox. I was waiting for y'all on Saturday. Also, how are my Rockets fans feeling right now?"
I mean,
first off, let me just address that real quick. That's on me, y'all. My bad, man. I was moving around. I couldn't get there, man. Chilltown wanted to be there on Saturday, but man, I couldn't hold it down, y'all. My bad, but we'll get back to it.
Well, grand scheme of things, I think. Well, actually, Rockets fans are pretty depressed people. But me, I'm happy. We had a chance of being in the playoffs in April. That hasn't been true for a long time. So that's a positive. We've seen Alperen Sengun become an all-star caliber player. Positive. We've seen Jalen Green figure things out over the course of the season. Positive. We've seen Amen Thompson be one of the better rookies in the NBA. Positive. We've seen Cam Whitmore be one of the best scoring rookies in the NBA. Positive. We've seen Jabari become a versatile, switchable defender who can make shoot the three at a very high clip. Positive. And we've also got Steven Adams coming in for next season. Tari Easton's going to be healthy. And we've got one of the best coaches in the NBA.
I forgot about Steven Adams. Mars, is Steven Adams coming off the bench for Sengun or is Sengun playing the power forward?
I have no idea. I have to guess it's going to be Steven Adams off the bench. But
I would love Steven Adams playing the 5 and Sengun moving to the 4. Being a stretch 4 in that offense, that would be awesome.
Right now he can't shoot.
And on top of that, Mars, if you look at Houston, what was Houston projected to be this season? I think that was projected to win.
The projection was 31.5. That was the projection. So the line was 31.5 this season. That's what.
You've clearly exceeded that. Right now. You're about to win 40 games this year. Clearly exceeded that. So
I don't think this is a bad season for Houston.
So yeah, my aim was 35. So I'm happy.
Yeah.
Domo said 40, I believe. So we're probably likely to hit Domo's expectations. And Sengun took the leap like he expected. Jalen Green's leap took 5 months, but we got somewhere close to it.
It showed up, though.
In the real, though.
I do think it is.
Dom, who else did you project to get 40?
All right, bro, relax. Relax.
We ignore that one. We ignore that one. We ignore that one.
I was 1 for 2. I was 1 for 2. All right,
It
is what it is. I'm just saying, when it comes to the Rockets, for the most part, I was relatively right about what was going to happen with them. I mean, I pat myself on the back for that one. I know I get a lot of slack for the Detroit take, but because I made a bad take with Detroit, we're going to forget the absolute great take I made with the Rockets. Crazy.
You're only as good as your last take, man.
1 for 2. My last take was the Rockets takes. 1 for 2, 50%.
Oh, there you go.
And I'm not gonna lie, like this might be like the bias in me. The jump that I think Sengun and Jalen are gonna take next season together.
Do you think let me ask you this question, Miles. Do you think the jump that Sengun and Green are going to take next year, you think it's similar to what Damo thinks that Banchero is going to take?
Well, I don't think they're going to be top 10 players in the NBA. No. But I do think they're both going to be all-star caliber. Now, with how deep the West is, are they going to make it? Depends on the team's record. If we're like OKC, we'll have an all-star next year. 2, might be a stretch, but we'll have 1.
Hold on. So am I bugging for essentially knowing that Sengun's going to be a top 5 center next year? Am I bugging?
Well, first of all,
is he going to be a top 5 center?
Yes, you're bugging.
Yes.
So we got Jokic, Embiid. Oh, you don't count AD. Okay.
Exactly. AD and Giannis aren't centers to me.
Yeah, you take out AD. Yeah, he.
I said you got Jokic, Joel Embiid.
I don't know for sure. He might be.
But if those two guys
Wemby's for sure top 5.
I would say
Jokic, Embiid, Sabonis, Wemby, Chet.
Like Chet,
no.
I don't know who I think.
You're disrespectful, buddy. It's gonna next year.
I'm disrespectful.
Okay. Yeah, you're disrespectful. It's gonna be Jokic, Embiid. It's gonna be Sabonis, Bam, and then Sengun.
Wemby it will be better than
Wemby's
Sengun.
better than Sengun now.
He won't. I'm sorry.
Why? I gave him 45.
Wemby not gonna be better than Sengun. Are you serious?
That's including the fact that Sengun gave Wemby 45. For anyone who doesn't know, Sengun gave Wemby.
That's fine. Wemby's still a better player than Sengun. We're not doing this.
Oh, for sure. Like I don't even think. Respectfully, I don't think it's close. I think Wemby's.
It's really not close.
Listen, don't shoot the messenger. I love Wemby. I love me some Wembert. Trust me.
Do you?
I'm taking Sengun over Wemby.
Wembert?
Yes, take Wembert.
Why are you taking Sengun?
Why are you taking Sengun over Wemby? Can you like why?
He's young. That's why. Because he's young.
Wemby's younger.
Wemby's younger than him.
Do not say vibes.
I'm not saying vibes. No one's saying vibes.
I really want to hear what Domo gonna say though.
Yeah, I'm
curious. Pure aura.
Oh my God.
Wemby's aura is bigger than Sengun.
Wemby is a
No.
I think we all feel aura different.
There's no way he said aura for Sengun, not Wemby. Are we serious?
It is aura. You want to know why?
Aura.
Listen, the difference is
What's the difference?
Sengun has pure, real, authentic aura. Wemby
And Wemby doesn't.
No, Wemby has
Oh,
manufactured.
this is cat. Nah,
I'm
that's
not
cat.
lying to you. Wemby, hold on. Wemby has manufactured aura just like Luka has manufactured aura.
Wemby has manufactured aura? What?
Yes, because before he even touched down over
So you telling me, wait. So you telling me earlier this season when Wemby gave KD 38, that was manufactured aura?
Hold on,
No, chill.
Hold on, Damo, I'm sorry, sir. Keep going. Keep going.
Thank you, Chill.
Oh my God, chill. Oh my God,
You ain't letting him finish.
Thank you. I ain't gonna chat yet.
Please go.
Sengun earned every single fan he has. Sengun earned every chance he got. Sengun.
Okay, that's enough. Okay, Damo. That's it.
I'll just stop.
Okay, Damo.
You cut me off.
When it comes to Wemby,
I cannot believe you, chill.
When it comes to Wemby,
That's
since
enough.
last year,
That's enough, Damo.
That's what you get, chill. Nah, fuck that. Let him go.
They've done nothing but put propaganda in your faces since last year. They did nothing but give him a push and boosting him up as this.
And he lived up to it.
Listen, they boosted him up as this next great prospect. They did all of this manufactured glory for Wemby. Don't get me wrong. Wemby is a phenomenal basketball player. But compared to Baby Jokic, I'm sorry. Personally, and I think a lot of people are forgetting, I have a playmaking bias. I'm a sucker for a passer. Just saying.
He's a good passer too. Wemby's a good passer
and
as
Sengun's
well.
a great passer, and that's the difference.
He's
You
a
settle
handoff
for good,
merchant.
I love
Sengun is a
great.
okay.
You settle for good.
Okay.
I love
Okay.
great.
Okay,
a
he's
great
not
passer.
great. He's not great.
He
He's
is a
not
great
great.
passer for a big. Yes,
He's
he
good.
is. Why are
He's
you lying?
great.
Now you're
He's
lying.
great.
See? You say I gotta lie?
Jokic is great. Are you saying he's Jokic? Are you saying
Jokic
he's
is
Jokic?
transcendent.
No, Jokic is elite. It's the difference.
Okay, okay.
Jokic is an
All right.
elite passer.
Okay.
Sengun is a
Right,
great
right.
passer. Wemby's a good
Okay.
passer. Am I fucking-
Okay. So
Fellas, we
let's
gifted. We
Oh,
can't
oh
do this right
God,
now. We
this is
got to keep it
this
pushing.
This is so he can say this. I can get cut off
Yes,
by
he
shit.
can
And
say it, yes, because he was
oh
cooking.
wow, bro. Oh,
I'm
my
sorry.
God.
I'm sorry, gifted. I got to get through.
That's
the super chat.
so criminal. All right, bro.
Jameer Toussaint said Brunson over Kyrie. Brunson all NBA second team easy.
Is he?
I wouldn't be surprised.
I don't know.
He's all NBA. Come on.
Yeah, he's gonna make it, but that's because of the 65 games. Is he? I don't know. Maybe.
Reggie Reg with the super chat. He said if LeBron stays in the league 15 more years and breaks every record,
Like,
will he finally be accepted by Jordan fans as the GOAT?
If
Troller.
LeBron has 4 rings in 36 seasons, he's out my top 10.
That
Troller.
shit is bad. That's a
He's
bad
out my
look.
top 10. 36 seasons, 4 rings.
36
Yeah.
seasons, 4 rings. That's a little rough, man.
Top 10.
From a true Jordan fan, I'm gonna tell you like this: LeBron will never be my GOAT. I don't care what you call it. I could be called dumb, illogical, I don't know, ball, biased. I don't care what
Brain
you
dead.
brain dead.
Don't matter.
Give me some more gifted. I don't care what you call it. He will never be my GOAT. Never.
Jake
There
with
you
the
go.
super chat, another one, said if the Mavs hadn't had those injuries in the beginning of the year, we'd be in the running for the #1 seed right now. What do y'all think of the Mavs come playoffs?
I think they can beat anyone, but I've been saying that since they made the trades.
I think they can beat anyone and lose to anyone. It's variance. They are a variance team, and that is as far as they will go.
Yes.
The Tribe One said Chet is also better than Sengun. Damo is nasty. Rockets will be a playoff team next year, though.
He is.
Too much talent.
I think
First of all, I respectfully, I don't give a damn what nobody got to say about Chet. I was the first nigga high on Chet. I was up here fighting for my life about how great Chet's going to be, and I was met on this very panel with, "Oh, but we ain't seen it yet. Oh, but can he stay healthy?" So miss me with any fucking Chet this, Chet that. I was with Chet before anybody, so Chet's going to be great. I just don't think next year, especially because of the position he's going to be in, unless he just takes a fucking leap. I don't think he's going to be a top 5 center. I think he's going to be top 10. I don't think top 5 though.
He might be top 5 right now. Okay, whatever. Domo was the one who spoke about Chet.
Yes, top 5
Yeah, that was
active
Domo.
centers. You're right. Top 5 uninjured centers. He might be.
Ray
Chet?
Starr said Cat will be back before the
Oh,
regular season ends per Shams and Anthony Edwards. Thoughts? Nuggets versus Timberwolves, Western Conference Finals in Miami.
How many weeks would that be? What, 6 weeks?
Well,
That's what I'm saying.
I-
We never really noticed a very.
I don't know his body. If he's healthy enough to go,
I don't know his body at all.
I
Yeah,
have.
I don't know.
that he's recovered.
4
from
minutes.
It's fair to doubt that. It's 100% fair to
But
doubt that.
if he's able to go, he's able to go.
He went out of the lineup. Mars, he went out of the lineup on the 7th of March.
So it's been a month today. Well, yesterday.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mhm. That's when he went out of the lineup.
I doubt that's a good idea, but
He be having impulsions or something. I don't know.
Man, you should, stem cells and whatnot. You never know what's going on, but I don't know. We just don't know the severity of it. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It could have been
I
a bad,
can't
it could
say
have been
for sure.
injured.
I can't really say if it'll be bad or
good.
good off that. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see
My
though.
thing is, I heard y'all talking about that a minute ago. I just didn't. I forgot because I heard Mars say what he said about the Kings, so I forgot to bring it up. But
Yeah.
I'm telling you, the Minnesota Timberwolves can compete without Cat. And I know I got slapped for that because whatever reason y'all said that Nas couldn't fill in for Cat, and I mean the proof is in the pudding. Nas get busy, so the Timberwolves are just as dangerous as they were then as they are now. Like, I'm just trying to tell you,
I imagine
watch out for them Timberwolves.
There's 6 games
All right,
over
y'all.
500. There's 6 games over 500 without Cat in the lineup since he left the lineup.
Yeah, but remember remember I didn't even know he had got hurt, and then y'all told me on stream, and I instantly was like, they're all right, they fine without Cat.
Right.
I still stand on that.
I just think the Minnesota discourse has been kind of funny because I remember people said they're a fake 1 seed, they're not that good of a team. Cat goes down. Oh yeah, Cat's gone down. You know they can't keep it up, and now they're still at the top of the conference the entire season. What they do in the playoffs is completely different from what they do in the regular season, though. They still have flaws that can get exposed, but we'll see.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. We got a bunch of new members today, so let me go ahead and shout them out. DK became a member. Cato was a member today. LA Flight became a new member. Donovan Samuels gifted out 10 Players' Choice memberships. So shout out to Donovan Samuel 10 times.
Yeah,
but
thanks,
also
Donovan.
shout out
I got one of those. Thank you.
Shout out.
and shout out to
LA Flight's a member.
membership.
Can LA Flight, he's a member. Can we give all the Lakers fans their memberships back?
Give them back.
Damn.
You want your membership back?
Yes.
Hey, by midnight tonight, you guys will all have your memberships back. The head of the LA fans here has spoken. So
he said, "I should have paid for mine." Oh man!
That guy
if y'all
Flo
look,
became a
if y'all
member.
if the LA Lakers beat us in a play-in game, I will pay for all the Lakers fans' memberships.
That's not
This
good to have on
man
wax.
is lying, but let's go.
Yeah, that shit will not happen.
I'm saying this now. If the Lakers and Kings match up for a playing game, we have to do playback that night. Like we got you.
Oh, for sure.
Nah, that's Mando.
Playback that night.
That's definitely Mando.
Shout out to that guy Flo. He became a member today too, as well.
Edey lost that matchup, man.
Speaking of
Upgrade
members, Elias Aronson, who's been a member for 15 months, so he's been listening for 15 months, and he has a question. He said, "Serious question. When was the last time Ron had a good take for real?"
I think you said Trey was better than Luka at one point. What are your other
He said
takes?
good takes. Why are you bringing up his bad ones?
Oh, yeah, my
good
bad. I'm
take.
sorry.
Good take.
That was probably
I'm
his
just trying to go
best
through
take.
all the takes because I don't know.
What was a good take?
Good take.
Oh, damn.
Good Ron take?
The
I
question
don't
is,
remember the bad ones for whatever reason.
the question is never.
Never.
I can't think of a good take.
No, exactly.
You
my
definitely
point.
had a good take somewhere. We
You have
got
to have had at least one.
gotta be one in there.
You're awfully optimistic right now, Gifted. Trust
Wait,
me.
Ron, did you agree with me that Reese is a better passer than Luka?
Reese is the best passer in the league.
Okay, so there, that's the good take. There it is.
Great take, Ron.
No,
Great
you
take.
guys are just both wrong. Oh, you were right about the Pistons. You said that you made that bet with Doma. You was right about the Pistons. There you go.
You're right about the
Good take.
Pistons.
Good, there you go.
Good
Good
take.
take on the Pistons. There you go. You said the Pistons.
That
was
wasn't a
right
take.
there.
That was a bet.
Yeah, but he said the Pistons would be trash. He did say the
Does
Pistons.
Joker not exist? Am I in the fucking Matrix? What's going on right now?
Domo just likes his bad takes too. Him and
Wait,
Ron
what?
are-
What happened?
What's going on right now? I'm sorry.
Tyrese being the best passer in the
too old
league,
for this.
Damo.
Yeah, that's just a
I'm
bad
telling
take.
you.
That's what it is.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's just a bad take.
I just kept it that he's a better passer than Luka. He said best passer in the league.
You see, Damo?
Yeah, it's a bad
That's
take.
how you keep your record going. You take a good take, turn it to a bad take,
And then you
It's
pivot.
a bad
Best
take. but You
passer
said
in the league.
Luka. It's still a bad
Insane.
take. But the
It's
Pistons
still a
are a
bad
good
take.
take. There you go, Ron. There you go. The Pistons.
All right.
No,
Hey,
that
Ron
wasn't
got
a
one.
good take because he wasn't right about. He didn't see the vision with Cade and JD. He was like, "Yo, Jaden Ivey and Cade." He wasn't even right about the Pistons.
Look, man, everyone has a good take at some point. You at least have one. So
Yeah,
Good
you
stuff.
can. The
Good-
broken clock
good
is
to know.
right twice a day, or whatever the saying is.
that's crazy.
Monka with the super chat said, "It's okay, Ox. Kawhi Leonard got you in the playoffs. Clips in
No
6.
doubt he's done.
Yeah,
No
they
doubt.
out
in
Kawhi
force.
is heat.
They're out in 6. I can't wait for that flipper pack to hit. Boy, oh boy.
Monka with another super chat said, Damo, we need more of those story time videos like in 2021. Quote unquote, I freeballed in Walmart and made a cougar get moist.
Hey man, those are
Nah, seeing
legendary.
Chill's
videos.
face is crazy.
See, Damo, you got to do that in Target though. Don't do it in Walmart no more. Go to
That
Target.
was
and do that.
listen. Those are legendary
High
videos.
quality
I might get back to the story
so
times. Man.
disappointed.
I might go back to the story times, man. Those are good times.
All right. Shout out to the good times. Styles Blackman in the house. He said, shout out to Zion. He took over on both ends against us.
Shout out to Zion.
Big shout out.
Mike shot through a super chat and said, Paige Buckets is better than Caitlin Clark.
Yo, the Caitlin Clark hate. Yo, she's.
I don't feel like I'll be believing this shit, bro.
I genuinely think she's gonna be a star. I haven't seen someone get this level of hate from just a basketball standpoint since like I can only think, like this much. It's like Bron and Steph, where just their games is just pissing people off so much. It's crazy.
I've been thinking that the Caitlin hate be just like, I'll take it as a joke. I don't think people. It's no way you watch Caitlin play and sincerely can hate on her.
I
don't know how people are only saying Paige better now.
I think they just think that she's getting too much like attention and coverage, and there's been better players before her, and better players right now. Like she getting all the attention, basically.
Well, Ron, you got to remember, even before 2 weeks ago, all these dudes hated women's basketball anyway.
This is very true. This is very true.
All of them.
That's 100% true, Ox.
I would get talked about bad on the chat anytime I brought up women's college basketball or WNBA. So
it's a joke. Why are you talking WNBA?
So now that Caitlin Clark is getting the love, they just hate it even more. Like, oh, get her out of here. She's not good. She can't do this. She's not Steph Curry. Now, a lot of these dudes hate women, Ron. We gotta remember a lot of these dudes hate women. So
they do love men.
This is true.
Y'all hate women.
Love is love.
A lot of these dudes didn't get hugs from their mother when they was little. You know what I'm saying? Their aunties didn't hug them. Their grannies didn't hug them. So now they hate women.
I agree.
It's just, you know what I'm saying? So it's crazy, bro. It's crazy.
I don't judge anyone who loves who they love. Love is love.
Can I just ask to the women basketball fan lovers, like women basketball lovers, can y'all name me a college, a women's college player that would have been able to fill up a football stadium like Caitlin did? I don't even think, and it's not like she filled out the arena, like it wasn't completely filled, but that motherfucker was still, it was rocking. There was a lot of people in there.
She's box office. Let's call it box office.
I got to say, Dom, I got to keep it real because I've been saying this from the beginning too. As far as just straight skill, straight ball, there's been a lot of women that came before that were just as good, if not better. But just with the publicity that she's gotten, a lot of people take notice to her and they checking her out. And I mean, so I can't really answer that question and say that none of them could, but I don't know. Brown Stewart was better than Caitlin. You know what I'm saying?
It's like Steph. You could have when Steph was blowing up. When Steph was blowing up, obviously you could have named players who you can say are better basketball players than Steph. But how box office Steph was, no one's seen anything like that since LeBron. Like no one was able to be that level of star since Bron, and it was just crazy. And people just started hating to hate. That's I get that exact same vibe from Caitlin. Obviously, there are plenty of women. I think Maya Moore is the dopest woman. Maya Moore, and to me, growing up, Candace Parker, dopest woman I've ever seen played. That might be biased, but the star power she has, the ability she has to fill up seats. I mean, I don't see how people take that for granted. Like people just
it's beyond that though, Damo. She's not just filling up seats; she's filling up stat books. She's getting wins. She went to back-to-back national championships. She literally leads the NCAA, which has been around for as long as I don't know, over 100 years. She leads the NCAA in all-time scoring, men's and women. Like, bro, she's done things that you don't hear about.
Just so you know, she's the all-time assist leader in Iowa history too. So she gets
that
up
too.
Right. And so there's a difference. There's a difference, like what you're saying, Damo. There's a difference between who's better in star power. Her star power is unquestionable. She has it. But then dudes get emotional though. Like there's a lot of emotional going into it. Like for instance, dude, like Max right now in the comments, being emotional. I said I think Cameron Brink's a better basketball player, so now I hate Caitlin Clark. You know what I mean? It's just like it's crazy, bro. They don't know how to handle. They don't know how to handle this type of shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's all.
I just think that it's kind of corny because if you're saying that Paige is better than Caitlin and you believe that, why was this not more popular 4 to 5 months ago when they were in the regular season? You're saying it now. That's fine to say it now, but I feel like you're saying it because you just started watching it and you want to be.
All right, fellas.
About you.
All
right, true. That's not a bad take, though. Gifted, like
they trying to be contrarian to me.
But saying you think Paige is a better basketball player than Kevin isn't a terrible take. I don't think
if you believe it, fine. Yeah, I just don't think people believe it. I think they're just trying to be anything opposite Caitlin Clark. I've seen that a lot. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Next super chat. I got a few more, and then we're gonna get up out of here. Some guy from Let's Keep It a Buck said the Celtics whack? Question mark, question mark, question mark. J. Cole whack.
I know that.
Apologize, Damo.
B, so let's not start talking about artists from Massachusetts. All right, buddy. Once I start pulling the token out the back pocket and Jordan Lucas, you get real quiet. Go edit, buddy.
man.
Go edit. Get ready to stream, man. It's 2:00.
Jordan Lucas is fire though, Damo.
Jordan Lucas' last album's tough. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's tough.
What was it called?
It's called.
Ain't he the one who came out with that song like "I'm not racist"?
I'm not a racist.
Yeah.
Yes, that was him.
That's the only thing I know.
That's
That's
the
all
only
I
thing a
know.
lot of people know. Sure. He lost the rap battle with Tory Lanez. I don't want to hear nothing about Jordan Lucas. Please don't. Okay.
I'm telling y'all though, his last album tough right now.
You're
What
right.
was it
You're right.
called,
His last album may be tough.
I'm not racist.
I can't remember. He literally just dropped it though, but I got it in rotation. It's like he got like blood splattered on his face and shit like that. But it's
Jordan
cool
Lucas
though.
is in your rotation?
Go listen to his last
Jordan
album.
Lucas? I thought he was
Joyner
talking
Lucas.
about Joyner.
Yeah, Joyner, not
Yeah,
Jordan.
Joyner Lucas. Yeah, Joyner Lucas.
Jordan
Oh,
Lucas.
okay. Because somebody said Jordan. I'm like, I don't know who Jordan Lucas is. Maybe I should step out of this conversation.
You know top 10.
Yeah, I
You
know
know
what
I
Jordan Lucas is. Yeah. No, I got it right. They got it wrong.
Okay, word.
Cato said, "Who is your dark horse to make a run in the offs?"
Dark
Never.
horse. Anyone in the West. I'm gonna be honest.
Honestly, the
Yeah.
West is as open as the West been in a minute.
Scrap shoot.
But I guess dark horse. The Warriors.
Give me the
Dark
best
horse
pass in the
Thunder.
NBA.
The 3 seed is a dark horse.
Yeah.
I guess.
Mavs Luka Kyrie said Mavs second best in the West and third in the league. Man, there's been so much jockstrap sniffing for the Mavs today.
Oh, another bad run take. Then you have the Mavs like 25th in the NBA, something like that.
Well, that was early in the league when it was 25th.
Nah, that was
This is before they got Kyrie.
It was like
This
the
is before
Mavs
they got
like bottom
PJ.
5 or something.
But hold on. With that being said, the Mavs have got dramatically better throughout this year.
Okay.
I won't say they got dramatically better throughout the year. I just think we undersold what the Mavericks were. I said this early in the season. They're a lot better than they looked on paper going into the year. To me, anyway. I didn't believe in them.
Is the chat arguing LeBron versus Kobe? Really?
I don't
Time to
know.
back it up, man. Time to back it
Yeah,
up.
we might need to end the show. We ain't even spoke about Bron or Kobe all show, and the chat's debating. Bron
All
and Kobe.
showing now is just random Bron Kobe
Like, what we doing?
debates.
Void Century said Damo got us. Wami Warriors looking crazy right now.
There ain't no Woms in the chat, man. Stop it. Ain't no Woms down there.
Last but not least, Monica said Joyner Lucas is a tough listen. Is
Is
tough
that good or
listen?
bad?
Or
Is
is
he
they
showing?
tough?
Is he showing love or
to Joyner Lucas? No,
He's either showing love or trolling. There's no in between.
No, he's saying it's hard to listen to.
that one
probably.
track though? That one track he got with T.I. and E40 though. Stand on that was a crazy verse.
I'm telling you guys, go listen to his album. It's
What? Damo,
aight
you ain't
for real.
heard that?
No, I haven't heard the Jordan Lucas, T.I. and E40 song. No.
No, I have not heard that. No,
I didn't even know them niggas made a song together. That threw me
that is
off.
not a song that I heard. No.
Not throwing shots. Not throwing shots like it's bad. That is not a combo I was expecting to hear.
Yeah, that's kind
Stand
of
on that. That was
all
hard.
right.
Speaking on standing on things, on the way out, I just want to leave you guys with a quote from a guy that I like a lot. He's an upstanding guy, and apparently he's the Asian version of some guy that is a random dude. But he said, "No more standing on business. We done with standing on business." Y'all take that how you want to.
So we're
We
doing
out. We'll be back
accountability.
tomorrow.
I don't even know what that means.
Nah,
That was standing on business.
We done. Yeah, we done. Merry Christmas, guys.
Say, look.